right, you're live, sweetie.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Late Night Crafty Club, or should I say the Early Morning Crafty Club. Yay! I am so excited to be here. Believe it or not, it is 4 a.m. right now, and I am up like a champ, ready to do some crafting. And how does one like prepare to be like up and at 'em such an early time and get crafty? I've been asking myself that for the last 45 minutes as I was getting ready for the show. But my strategy was largely to put on my playlist on YouTube. I have a super secret playlist that is like all of the classic hits that I love from like the 70s and 80s. And I was listening to Kool and the Gang, Celebrate, It's All Right, and dancing back here in my little space, you know, trying to get my dance party on so that I could be like awake and get my little brain flowing, because right now it should be sleeping deep in sleep. So I woke up this morning with a like song in my head, which rarely happens. I don't really think I'm a musical person, but it like popped into my head and I just could not, I just was not satisfied until I heard the song, and that's how it all started. So it was just after that, I just started listening to music and it kind of revitalized me. So hopefully it's going to keep me going for the next while. So Mr. Crafty has given me like a new setup this morning. So I'm waiting for my little screen so I can see myself and see the chat room. Make sure all is well. There we go. Good morning. Yay, I'm not just talking to myself. Yay, there's actually girls here in the room. I was starting to get a little paranoid. Hi, Marcia. Good morning, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. My first girl in the chat room is an American. And hi, Miss Mallory. Hi, Karen. Hi, Kesia, another American. Hi. Sorry, girls. Sorry, you have to work around Mr. Crafty's big head. Last week it was his big man paws, and now it's his head. Thanks, honey.
But at least I didn't turn the camera off.
He did not turn the camera off. We are good to go. We are here. We are happening. So good morning, Miss Ruth and Cindy and Beth and Lidima and Caroline and Tammy and Heather. Hey, girl, hey. Hi, Lee. You are from Oak Flats, Australia. I don't see, you guys have like such lovely names down in Australia. There's like some cutie names down there. So share where you are from in Australia if you were joining us. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Louise. Hi, Karen. Hi, Heather. Hi, Linda. Hi, Carolyn again. Yes, hi. The Brits are here as well. Da, 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 da. So Heather from Florida and Linda from California. Girl, you should be sleeping. You should be getting your beauty rest for all your crafting. Getting ready for the weekend here on the West Coast. We're technically, today is Saturday. Normally my Late Night Crafty Club is on Friday night, but because it is International Late Night Crafty Club, we had to do a little adjustment, and I used a time converter and like a little app or website to help me tell time today, so I could make the announcement that we're doing international. So hopefully I actually picked something that I picked a time frame that you guys are all, it is like nighttime where you guys are in Australia, right? Canberra, Mallory says, which I always want to say Canberra. I always want to add that extra A in there. Kesia said it's a chilly morning in South Carolina at 7 a.m. Joey, hi Joey from the UK, and Crystal from Brisbane, and Lidima says Toot Garook. What a cool name. Hi Mary from Kansas. We have oh my gosh, I'm gonna say your name so wrong. Jurat. So you're from Paris, or in Paris. So boy, your name probably sounds so much more beautiful than I'm trying to say. Jurate. Hi Diane from Queensland. See, Diane, so you're in Australia, but I've seen your little face before, and I did not know that. So sometimes I forget that a lot of my girls, like Miss Natasha, I would never forget, is from Aussie, because you show up for all of my shows, no matter what time it is. Hi, Danielle from Germany, and hi, Nina. You are in Sweden? Are you in Sweden? I want to say you are in Sweden. So hi Bree from Minnesota. Good morning, good morning. And hi Tess from Texas. I'm so glad that you joined us. Look at my little chat room, is so lively. I wasn't sure. Hi Jacqueline from Ohio and Celeste from Brooklyn. Carolyn, it says it's 1 p.m. in Sweden. That's wonderful. I'm glad that it is a normal time for you getting to show up. That's what I want. That is what the International Crafty Club is for. It is for the international girls from Australia and the UK and Europe. You guys get to have a normal time to do your crafting, because normally if you guys come, you are crafting at some odd hour. Some of you guys get up very early, or some of you are set your alarm and you're coming, you know, very late at night or in the morning. So I love the fact that with the international, you guys, it's like your home court. I am here for you. So yay, I'm so happy to see all your little faces. Sarah's in Western Massachusetts, but she is here. And then it's 9:05 on the Gold Coast in Australia. That's what I want to hear, because my little time converter said it would be 9 p.m. in Sydney if I did it at 4 a.m. here. Although hopefully you guys are actually on the same date that I said, because I used the app. So I will be very disappointed if the app lied to me and it's really not the day that I think it is. So, Hope from Alabama, Georgie from the UK. Hey, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl. I'm sure you've not heard that a million times. Hi, Michelle from Queensland. And Linda from Philadelphia. Woo woo. Jennifer, it is 7 a.m. here in Michigan. And, oh, Nina, you're in Finland. Okay, Finland. That's going down on my list. Finland. Yay, Heather, I'm glad you're up too. And yes, Michigan, it is too early to type. It's still early where you are. Hi, Tabitha. Good morning. Good morning. And Natasha, thank you. Okay, so here's a funny story. I told this story about my Mickey Mouse, my little gold Mickey Mouse ears I wore last time. So I have a bunch of kitty ears, like a bunch of them. I would say like a dozen of them. Why do I have so many kitty ears? I purchased a bunch of them for like props, photo props to wear at the glamping events with my little backdrop with my honeys on it, so that you could do like little photos together. So I have these big giant glasses, and I have all these fun little sparkly kitty ears. But the funny thing is, I personally love these little headbands that have like little ears on them. I've worn, like, I'll buy them at Halloween and then wear them for months. Like, I'll wear them when I go exercising. I don't even like cats. I mean, I'll be honest with you, but I love me some ears. I know it's so silly. I'm a grown woman, and why would I be wearing them outside of Halloween? But I love them. They make me feel so like, I don't know. Like when I wear them when I'm walking, I just feel so much more energized. I got my ears on, you know, it's like putting a good pair of like running shoes on and you just feel like you're ready to sprint. I just feel like my ears gave me some like super strength. So I don't know if women wear silly ears where you are at Halloween. This is pretty much when people wear them, is like at Halloween. But here I am rocking my ears. So because again, I, you know, bought all these crazy little ears and the glasses, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get my money's worth, so I'm gonna just start wearing those on the show too, because it's fun. And also I like wearing my hair off my face when I craft. I really do. It's like I'm all business, you know, it's like buns up and get my crafting on. So this is my new accessory for the Crafty Club, for pretty much any live show that I want to be like rare. So woohoo. So Nina, thank you. Finland, it's practically like Sweden, right? There, I don't even know my geography, so I'm not even sure like how close you guys are. I'm showing all my ignorance right now. Good morning, Robin. So girls, here is your chance when you guys are checking in the chat room and seeing each other. Here's your chance to like see each other. I know some of you kind of like met up when we did Camp Reset last year, and you guys kind of created a UK group and you created your Aussie group, but here's your chance. There has been new girls been added to the community, so here's your chance to be like, hey, what's up, Aussie girls, and you know, and talk to each other in the group, and you UK girls and you European girls. Here's your chance to see each other. You know what I mean? And Tess says, life is short, wherever you want. And I agree. So I got my She's Crafty Amy Tangerine shirt on, which I absolutely love the shirt so much because it's like off the shoulder and it makes me feel like the Flashdance, like Jennifer Beals in Flashdance. She's a maniac. So this is totally what I feel when I put this on. Is like I'm ready to do some dancing, but not really. I'm a terrible dancer, but so hi Sabina, and I see you, girl, with your little coffee, your super secret name, Coffee Kruger. But I see that we have a lot of ladies in the group, about more than I had last international. The last time we had our international chat club, because sometimes it is a chat club, which I think is kind of maybe what happened a lot in the last one was it got very chatty, but it was back in October, and so I was in Texas, and I got up early to do it, and it was back in October, so it's been a minute since we've had one. It was due time to do this. So, you guys may have gotten an email from me, and we sent it out like super late last night before we went to bed because we got some really terrible news, and I was like desperate. I'm like, oh my gosh, my poor international girls are not going to know where to find me. So I'm so grateful that I'm seeing so many of you in the chat room right now, because I was not sure if you would find me, because I told all of you, come find me on YouTube. And YouTube, unbeknownst to Mr. Crafty and I, when he tried to get everything set up yesterday, I assume, that is when he found out the horrible news that we have been put in, dun dun dun, YouTube jail. Essentially, we are in YouTube jail. We've been naughty little content creators. So I would love to tell you the story of how Mr. Crafty and I are now wanted by the YouTubes, and we are now in jail and unable to live stream on their precious platform because we broke a rule. And the funny thing is when Mr. Crafty told me this, like, I had to like go to my happy place, and I had to go like, oh, I love that man so much. He's such a good husband. He's done so many wonderful things. I had to center myself because I about lost my mind when he told me what happened. But we, as many of you know who've come to our live shows who watched my epic 4-hour plus long stationary tour, that we experienced quite a few connection issues when we were filming, and it was kind of made me kind of choppy. It kind of threw things off, and I think Mr. Crafty kind of narrowed down what some of the problems were. But when he was doing his testing, because he was trying to improve, like every time we have all these issues, he goes on Amazon and tries to like find a solution. So he'll buy a bunch more tech equipment. You should see all the tech equipment we drive around with. So he gets all this equipment to get it all set up, hoping it will improve the situation, because honestly, we do this for you guys. So if you're not having a good experience, that is painful to us. It is painful to sit there and have to, you know, Mr. Crafty come back here and he's trying to fiddle with stuff so that you guys can see things, or, you know, fix my chat room, or all the different little myriad of things that seem to go wrong for us during our lives. So, we decide, yes, Tammy, we broke a YouTube rule. This is correct. So he decided that he was going to do some testing. So he was going to do some like fake live streams, you know, like just like a little test. And I remember that he had his phone and he was in here using his phone to do it. And he was just sort of like messing around, trying to check the connection and the new equipment that he bought. And I was minding my own business, sitting here, and I was just watching something on YouTube. Probably Dr. Phil, because I love that man. I admit it. I don't know if Dr. Phil is big internationally, if you guys get a chance to watch him, but he's kind of a big deal here. He's been on TV for a long time, and Oprah sort of put him on a platform on her show, and it made him like take off. It was the Oprah effect. So, but I like him. I mean, some of the things that happen on his show are very much drama, and they're very much for TV, but at the heart of things, I really appreciate what Dr. Phil does and his no-nonsense approach. So, I was probably watching him, and hi, Miss Alice! Hello! Hello. Hi, Kimberly. I know. I'm so glad you're here, girl. And you're going to be joining me in the UK because I heard that you signed up to be with us. Yay. So, anywho, so I was probably watching Dr. Phil or, some other kind of YouTube content because that's generally what I have on to entertain myself while I work. And it got picked up in the audio of Mr. Crafty's recording. And I don't know the length or duration of time. It probably wasn't a very long time at all. It may have been like a day or two that he might have left the live, like the video up on our channel. No viewers. Mr. Crafty is very quick to say the video had 0 views. It had no one ever saw it. But YouTube's decided that we had committed the crime of the century. Lock them up. Don't let them live stream anymore. So we have been put in jail for 90 long days. 90 days. And got a copyright strike for something I don't even know what happened. And for a video that we never showed or made any money from or that anyone ever saw. I know. I just saw a little emoji with a face float up in the chat room. Oh, there's a couple more. So yes, everybody give me the sad face, the little emojis with the, are you kidding me? Face. Because girl, that is what I feel. Are you kidding me? That is pretty much my reaction last night when Mr. Crafty told me we cannot live stream for 90 days. And oh my goodness gracious, girls, because this completely affects Camp Wanna Craft. So the entire Camp Wanna Craft experience, we now have to figure out how to work around it. So obviously today you are joining me in our precious Facebook platform, my only link to the live streaming world. So yay. Hi Mari. I'm so glad you're on your way to the beach, which is 2 to 3 hours away from where you live. What a wonderful way to spend your weekend. Yeah, yes, Kimberly, ring that bell and tell YouTube what's up. Can they come out to play? I can't even believe it, you guys. And it's just such a bummer. Sabina says it best. Sorry about your issues. These are my issues. I definitely have them. So yes, Angie, totally agree. It is totally redonkulous. And this is why I take issue with this whole thing, is if you look at like YouTube, I just spent a half an hour this morning listening to copyrighted music, one song after another, that all these channels are allowed to just stream. They're just allowed to have music up. Here's a bunch of music from all these different artists, and I can just have it on my channel and have like 96 million views. Now, they're probably not monetized channels. That's probably not the case. But also my live stream, I do not believe when it initially goes up that it's considered a monetized product, because we can't put ads in it, which is where the monetization comes from. So I'm just sharing you a little backstory what happened. So yes, Heather says YouTube jail will make you more creative. It will help me find other platforms other than YouTube. That's what it's going to do. So Cindy asks, does that affect the non-live videos? And no, it does not. Apparently we are not such horrible criminals that they took away our entire platform. It's just the live streaming. But that's still pretty painful because, let's face it, that's the majority of the content I make is for the live stream. So how this will work is we're going to go back to we're going to reverse time a few months back when we were using Facebook Lives to do our content. And then what we would do is we would upload that video onto YouTube as a static video that you could just watch whenever. The disadvantage of this, as some of you may remember, is that when I record a video in the Facebook group and chat room, that when you take that video and put it up on YouTube, you can no longer see the chat. So that's the disadvantage. If you are on Facebook, you can continue to watch it on Facebook and you can see the chat room. But if you are one of the many people who choose not to participate with Facebook, and I do not blame you, you would be able to see the video but not see the lovely chat going on. So I'm going to do my absolute best this morning as I am recording this to make sure that I am really good about repeating what you guys are saying back to the camera so that my replay watchers who are going to be on YouTube are going to be able to follow along with what the heck is going on. And often that is difficult to do when it's like a one-sided conversation, because I'm just like talking to the chat room and you guys are like, hello, what about us? So I'm going to try really hard to remember that I have to say. And Cody, Mr. Crafty, just reminded us of a lot of people stream on Twitch, which I believe Mr. Crafty did set me up with a Twitch platform. And Mr. Crafty, if you are hearing me, that might be a suggestion for us to look into, is doing Twitch as our platform. Thank you, Miss Cody. I did forget about Twitch. I forgot a lot of things at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh wait, sorry. It's, what is it? It's like 4:21 a.m. So, yes, so our live streaming is bleh, but I can still put up videos, other videos. So they've only partially penalized us for allowing some content that I don't even know what it was be in the background of a video we were testing. It wasn't even viewed by anybody. Just saying. I'm a little bitter this morning. I'm a bitter Betty, but we shall go on. And see, this is how I feel about YouTube right now. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about this punishment, YouTube. Oh, how I love my little chipmunk. He just expresses so much to me. He is my little sensei. He looks like a little stern little sensei too, you know, giving me those little eyebrows. So, but let's move on, shall we? Enough about YouTube jail. I am just so grateful that so many of you found the right location. We sent out the newsletter early to make sure you guys got that, along with the prompts that you'll need for May. We are not, well, obviously we're not having like a big collection like we normally do, because we're having Camp Wannacraft. And I would much rather you have the resources to be able to go to Camp Wannacraft, which is actually less than the cost of like buying the bundle from one of our collections. And it's going to give you 6 weeks of amazing content for crafting. And dude, I could not be more excited about Camp Wannacraft. I just can't believe how many, I have 10 teachers, you guys, 10 girls, including myself, that are going to be making workshop videos for y'all. And I have a very big, I have like over 20 live events to do in 6 weeks. Actually, technically it's longer, because I'm doing live events in May to support camp. Some of which will help you, like for those of you who want to sign up. We have a whole new platform this time. So we're not doing a Facebook group. This time we're going to use our new forums platform. And some of you guys are already in the forums. You've been like our beta testers, testing it out, figuring out like the fun of having a real cabin. So you Aussie girls, you can have a cabin in the forums, and you can decorate it. It has its own event calendar. You guys can have your own little chat. You can have like instant messenger. You can have private chats just with certain cabin members if you want to. You can make a calendar and put up your birthdays, or any like, hey, let's have a live crafting day today, Aussie camp girls. So it creates like its own little community within the rest of the whole forums, where you can participate in threads and conversations. There's a gallery so you can share all your photos. It is amazing. It's everything that Facebook groups lack. It's like incredible. Imagine being able to make your own little cabins, and you guys can put up a little photo for your cabin. You can kind of decorate it. And then you can put a description. There's different ways you can make cabins based on different things like geography, maybe different interests. So getting a cabin approved is, you know, we approve it if you can have it or not. And so I'm just so tickled. And we're going to be, the great thing about introducing it for camp is we're going to be continuing to have that platform. Will be the foundation of the TRG membership, is just having access to the forums and being able to conversate and share and all of that in a totally different way than you can from the current Facebook group. And we are so excited about it and want you guys to be part of it so much that we decided, that we are actually going to make the TRG, like the entry level membership, completely free, just so that you can be on the forums and experience that and have your own little cabins and all that, you know, that whole thing. So we are, we're super happy for that. So, and I know that was kind of one of the first things I saw with the groups was that the international girls were kind of like establishing that, hey, this is just for us. So now you don't have to do that. You guys can be part of the forums, have your own little cabins. There's already a group for the Aussies in there, I noticed. There'll be one for, I think I saw one for Germany. But yeah, so then you guys can make, you know, cabins based on where you're from if you want to. Or you can make it based on, you know, I personally, I saw one for girls who like live full-time in an RV. So it can be very broad or it can be very narrow. So I'm just really excited about that. I can't even tell you. So in May, Mr. Crafty and I are going to be hosting 2 different live events just to answer questions about the forums. Just to kind of like, Mr. Crafty is going to like put it live and give you a walkthrough of the website and show you the features and all of that good stuff. And we're going to do that together, our first live together, so that you can ask all of the questions you have. And Melissa asked, do we have to be in a group to do camp? Absolutely not. You can just be on the forums. That is just a feature of being on the forums, is the fact that it has that you can join cabins and you can join multiple cabins, but you don't have to join anything. You can just be in the forums and just like, there's a whole bunch of conversation starters. It'll be just like last year, and I'll post conversation starters and then I'll prompt you to like, hey, show me this week what you guys did for art journaling week. So I'll post things that you can just share your photo just like you do on Facebook, but it'll be really lovely and different. I like the organization is different, the whole format, the whole thing is different, but it is mobile friendly, so you can just be on your phone doing it. You don't have to jump on your computer or any of that good stuff. So and the brilliant thing about the whole thing is you don't have to have a Facebook account, and a lot of you guys didn't want that, and so you miss out on that whole community part of it, being able to interact with each other by not being on Facebook. That's what happened last year. So this year we just wanted to remove Facebook out of the equation and just put a whole new platform so that if you don't like Facebook, it will not matter. You can still participate as much as you want to. The truth is that, you know, for those of you who've done camp is kind of made up of 2 components. You have your live events with interacting and talking to other people, or if you would rather introvert and just do things on your own, you can just be on the camp website and just do your classroom work. You can do your workshop videos on your own. You can just do your own work all by yourself, take your pictures. Some of you guys, that's as much bandwidth as you have. That's because you have a family, responsibilities, you have work, you have obligations outside the home. So that's as much bandwidth as you get. You're squeezing in enough time for just you, and there is nothing wrong with that. I wholly support that if that is what you have time to do. But you will have access to the website far longer past camp ending. You know, you'll have access to it next year. I figure that each camp you'll have access to all of that for at least 3 years, is what most people who say you have lifetime access to a workshop or something. It depends. It's the lifetime of the product is what they're saying. And I think for us, I think 3 years is good. I figure no one would really want everything past 3 years, but you know, that's what you'll have. Hi, Angela, waking up early in Florida just to be on the show. Thank you so much. And hi, Barbara Streisand. Barbara, every time I see your name, I always think Barbara Streisand, which I'm sure other people have told you too. It just happens. Oh, look, and I replied to Angela in the chat room. Angela! That's Mr. Crafty. He's being the reset girl for me this morning. So, yes. So anyway, that's going to be the fun thing going on for camp. And I share that because I know for the international girls, that was really important to them last year, is that they felt like they had their, you know, kind of a little community outreach, because you guys are a totally different time frame. You know, when we're all sleeping, you're all up, and when we're when you're sleeping, we're up. So the balance of the community center is different. Like there's less people kind of interacting when you guys are up and at 'em. So I think that kind of contributed to you guys wanting to have your own little place to conversate. And now you can. All of you international girls can. And certainly we can all come together and be in mixed cabins as well. So, but it's lovely that you have that option. And that's what I love so much. Damaris just wants to point out that the Reset Girl Club, which is an Instagram account, the Reset Girl Club, is currently hosting a fun giveaway, which ends on May 5th. So take a look at that. We would love to have you guys following the Reset Girl Club Instagram account. And I say this because they do such a great job managing that account, but it's really a place to showcase all of the craft projects that our creative team is doing. And so they are showing you all the time how to use the products and inspire you. And they are so uber talented. I look at the stuff that they do. To me, it's as inspiring as seeing some of like the bigger established scrapbook companies like Crate Paper and Studio Calico. Like they have these teams that put out content so that it helps their customers know how to use product. Be inspired to use the product. So I'm just over the moon with how amazingly talented my team is, and I'm just like, I can't believe that they do all this wonderful stuff to help support the Reset Girl. So I love that that you guys can just see all of that great stuff for free just by following the Reset Girl Club. And also the Reset Girl on my blog, each time a project is made, like there's, you know what, how many girls do I have? I think there's 5, 6. Then every time they do stuff, a lot of those projects are put up onto the Reset Girl blog. So you can also see stuff there and see how they do things. It's pretty impressive. Plus, I believe most of them do like YouTube videos and stuff. So they're kind of a big deal. And it's really wonderful. So it's really been getting me all geared up because Camp Wanna Craft is going to be 6 weeks of crafting. And what I love about that is that you guys are going to get to see like very much more tutorial type classes to kind of teach you, like, let's not assume that everybody knows how to do stamping, for instance. So some stamping techniques that are very simple. I like to approach crafting simply. All of the things I do are very simple. I'm not trying to like, you know, I'm not trying to be a, I just lost my chat room. Mr. Crafty, help. I think my Facebook app just crashed and it took the whole chat room down with it. So now I'm like, I don't know what's going on now. What are you guys talking about? So, as I was saying, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Just a moment. It wouldn't be a Reset Girl production if there wasn't some technical issue involved. That should just be our new tagline. So, I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I can feel it creeping in on me.
Hurry.
Yes.
Stand up and do a jig.
Do the jumping jacks. Woo! Everybody. Part of it's this music the music we play on our, in the background, which is okay to play in our lives. But it tends to be more relaxing. I'm starting to get like, yeah, this is so relaxing. So, and I haven't even crafted anything. So, I did want to make a comment about, oh, I'm sorry. Before I continue forward, let me just finish that thought because I was talking about stamping. So, the videos, the projects that we're going to share are meant to be on the more simpler side. I would say like beginning to intermediate, because I feel like that's kind of the audience that I have. That's not to say that there are not some superstars among us who just are very gifted, crafty, and just take it to the limit when they do things. But for the most part, you know, my audience is, you know, my age, and that tends to be the season where we're still having a lot on our plates. So with full-time work and all that great stuff, a lot of you are just squeezing in your craft life here and there. So I wanted the team to be able to show you, and I'm going to focus on that more so than anyone else, is just here's the basics of A, B, and C. And definitely one of the things I'll be focused on is layering. How does one layer the paper and the ephemera and create like a layout with your pages. You know, I do that all the time. All my late night crafty club shows have been very focused on the playbook, and the playbook is designed to help you practice some of those techniques. So I'm just going to really focus on making, Deb asked what time it is here, and it's 6:35 a.m. I'm just going to focus on making more of like a drilling down on how do you pick things, how do you layer them, how do you decide. I'm going to possibly I'm thinking of doing like some little mini lessons on color theory and just like how do you design a page. Oh, sorry, it's 4:35. I looked at Mr. Crafty's phone and it says 6:35. So I don't know why Mr. Crafty's phone is different. Or maybe this is my old phone, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore, you guys. I've lost the plot. Kimberly says the chat room crashing is nothing. At least it wasn't the fire alarm. And this is very true. And I hate to admit this, but that actually happened. For those of you who have wasn't with me during camp last summer, yes, fire alarm. There was a whole flood on my desk of wine that Mr. Crafty was involved in, which is how it started. And then the following time it was me, and I set a fire off on my desk. So you never know what the new Camp Wanna Craft will bring. So you don't want to miss the delightful antics of Corey and Mr. Crafty as they attempt to do live streaming from their tiny little space in their RV. So yay! So all of these fantastic videos and workshops and lessons are all going to be part of Camp Wanna Craft. You're going to have over 30 workshops, girls. Do not let that scare you, because they're self-paced. You can do them as you want. If you want to, oh, I feel like doing that today, or I'm going to do this one next week. It's a 6-week class, and I've structured it so each week you get new content. But you can take all of those little workshops at your leisure. We say leisure. So here's one of our little international things about how we pronounce words differently. So we say leisure here. So I'd like to hear from all the girls out there who says leisure, because that sounds like a UK thing. So how do you guys say leisure? Is it L-E-E or L-A-Y? Leisure, leisure, leisure. I just feel like somebody pronounces that way. I could be wrong, but I just feel it in my heart. Yes, Angie. On May 1st, a whole huge, like right now, there's an abbreviated kind of sales page up right now, so you guys can just get the gist and sign up for our newsletter. So go to TheResetGirl.com, and there's a whole huge, it's not summer without camp graphic. You can't miss it. You click on that, it'll take you to a sales page. On May 1st, that sales page is going to get like 10 feet long, because we're going to spell out who the teachers are, what the classes are. We're going to give you some testimonials of girls that have participated in our camps before and literally tell us it is life-changing. Thank you, Lidima. She says it is leisure. That's what I thought. I feel very vindicated right now. Deb says, I say it the way you don't. See, so you guys are saying leisure, and we Americans are saying leisure, because for some weird reason we have decided to be different from each other, and I just feel like we should all just come together and say it the right way, which is leisure. Just kidding. See, all of my international girls are like, yep, it's leisure. Because you guys, to be honest with you, I'm going to say this. The truth is I think people who are from Europe, from the UK and Australia, this is my personal opinion, I think you guys do speak better English than we do. I think your English sounds more proper. It sounds more fancy. I've been saying fancy lately, and I don't even know if you guys even say fancy, but I like the way it sounds. It's fancy. But it is fancy. We make everything sound so flat and just, I don't know. Angie says that she says it like an American, because she is. Leisure. So see, we just grew up saying words and not really realizing that we've just decided as Americans to go our own way. We've just decided to do our own thing. And we have our own, like, we don't use the metric system. We're like, metric's metric. We're just going to do inches and feet and just be different from everybody. So, yes. So it makes for interesting conversation with our international friends, that we're just like, Yes, and hopefully you guys understand my crazy foreign accent. Which I think is hilarious because to us, we have no accent at all. You guys are the ones that sound amazing. Amazing. When we did the TRG Crafting Abroad event in Japan, Leslie joined us, and she was from Australia. And so we had this lovely Australian accent, and then we had Alice from the UK with us. So we had a Brit and an Aussie, and it was fabulous hearing the different, I just love accents so much. So it's always fabulous. And Leslie was so kind as to give us all a little goodie bag from Australia. And one of the items in it is now my prized possession. And I'm not sure if I ever will open it and use the contents because it's so very, very precious. Because I've heard many stories about this thing in terms of taste and what it's like. But they like sung a whole song about it in my mind. So I feel like it's, I don't know, it's mysterious, but I'm very, very proud that I am now the owner of a Vegemite sample that it comes in this little packet, little foil container. I do not know how long it will last. Perhaps, there is a date on the back that says to use said product by August 13th of 2019. So there's a little clock ticking on my Vegemite. And I'm going to have to decide, probably on August 13th, I should set it on my calendar to eat my Vegemite, or I will never know the goodness of what it was meant to be in its delicious, perfect state. Yes, Alidima asks, what happens when you go to a different state? Do you hear accents then? So here's the thing about America. We have accents in parts of America, but not all of America. For instance, I grew up on the West Coast. So I grew up in San Diego, the northern part of California in the Bay Area, and then in Washington. That's where I've spent my life, in Tacoma, Washington, and then these two other areas. A little bit of Los Angeles in between, a couple years. I'm not sure if that counts enough, but let's just say it's all been West Coast. I hear nothing. We say nothing special. It's mostly like the words that we choose to use. When I hear somebody use the word hella, that's hella cool, then that tells me that's kind of a word that was used a lot in the Bay Area in California. So I know that that's like old school. Someone's using that from like when they grew up, because that kind of word kind of went out of vogue. And but it's something I said in high school constantly. And but I've never heard anyone outside of California really use it. Maybe if they do now, it's kind of traveled its way out there, but that's just an example. A lot of other regions say cool things too, like in Boston they say wicked, that you're wicked smart, which I just love a Boston accent. Shout out to you, Donna Christian, and your amazing Boston accent that I could listen to all day. So, and obviously down in the South, that's like a prolific accent. They're all very unique accents in the South. They're all very different. They have different twangs to the Southern accent. And then you have like East Coast accents where like I feel like New Jersey, New York has a very, very big accent. Boston, Maine, up to New Hampshire, they all have a distinct accent. But I feel like in the Midwest, it's really the words that they choose to say. And then out to the West Coast, I feel like the accents just get a little more flatter and they're not as much fun. I'll be honest. My Texas friends, I just love listening to a good Southern accent. So yeah. Beverly's asking, what's Vegemite, everybody? Aussies, explain. Because from what I've heard, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. But I'm intrigued. And Leslie has made it possible for me to find out. I've never ever felt compelled to buy a jar of it. I have seen it in the store a couple times. But my feedback about what it is and what it tastes like has made me feel like, I don't want to spend $10 on something I probably won't like. So this is perfect. I can take the risk of tasting it for the first time and not have been out, some serious coin. So Alice says, yes, Donna Christian and her stickers. Oh, Donna, I love you. Crumpets toasted with butter and Vegemite. A crumpet. So there's a thing, you guys, I don't know if you call them crumpets and they're really like something similar to what we do, like have a biscuit. Maybe your crumpet and my biscuit are pretty similar, or maybe your crumpet is similar to a scone. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I think a crumpet is soft. I think I've seen them in a package, and they're not really big here in America at all. Not even a little bit. That's not something you would see a lot of in a bakery. That I think some stores might specialize in them. I have seen crumpets in a package, so I know that they are here in the States. But Leslie, are you on the line? Are you in the chat room? My friend Leslie, who gave me this. Put your little hand up if you are, because I'm not sure. I'm just double checking because I see a Leslie, but I want to make sure it's the Vegemite Leslie, my Japan friend Leslie. So Caroline asked, how do you sign up to test the cabins for camp? Mr. Crafty, can you answer that question? Because I actually do. So, okay, so those of you who are interested in being beta testers, which we have a good amount right now, we have about 45 girls who have been unleashed into the forums at this point and are kind of like playing around and stuff. What we were hoping for is, people who were really good posters in our Facebook group is who we invited first, because you guys are posters, you guys put content up, and so we want to really see people who are actively using it. And that's what we're hoping for, is not that you're a lurker, but that you're actually posting and utilizing the website. So you would email the help desk at slapithi@theresetgirl.com, and in the email subject line you would put forums access. Forums access. And Luma is explaining that a crumpet is dough with holes in when they rise. A dough with holes. So to me, a crumpet looks very much like, it reminds me, I'll just say this, it reminds me of what an English muffin looks like. Although I think an English muffin is a lot tougher on the outside. It's not all soft and doughy looking like a crumpet is, but that is what they have the same size. They're kind of like raised up like a crumpet. I'm not sure how we got here. I don't know how the conversation got us here to crumpets, which I don't even think I've had a crumpet, but there you go. So a Vegemite is a spread we have on toast. A crumpet is like round bread with holes. So we have another explanation of it's like dough with holes. So so yes, August 13th, I will be nibbling down my Vegemite on toast. That's what's going to happen, because I don't want that to get past its expiration and just not be as delightful. If the Vegemite company says, please eat this by August 13th, well, one must eat it by August 13th. Sarah wants to share that the South has what we call a Southern accent, but they aren't all alike. And that's very true. They vary widely. So Texas is the first state to start with that Southern accent, but it is different than if you go all the way across to like Louisiana, Georgia. They are such a variety. Like part of Florida has accents. The other parts of Florida, not so much. So it's kind of like this little swath of America, and then they all kind of like vary in how they say things. But personally, this is my opinion. I think for the Southern accent, I think the Southern accent is identifiable no matter whether you're from Georgia or Louisiana. That's a Southern accent. I think what makes it interesting to me is the language that they use, the expressions that they say. OMG. I think the expressions that Southerners use are just ridiculous. They're so cute. There's a YouTube channel that has a whole like channel for things that Southerners say. I love the stuff that they say. Tracy, my friend in Tennessee, I write down stuff that Tracy says because I just love it so much. But she'll say stuff like fussin'. Like, don't be fussing with that. Or, they started fussing. Fussing is like arguing, having like a little squabble. So, and we would say arguing or going at it or something. Like we say lame things. I'm sorry, West Coasters, but we do. We just, I don't like it. I think there's a lot of charm behind things that Southerners say. That's just my 2 cents, my opinion. I'm sure I'm angering all the the Northerners. Hey, what about us? We're cool. So, anyway, So Angela says Florida accents are from everywhere else, right? Because Florida has so many people that come live in it. They come from like New York to come down there because people love the climate. When you get older, as you get older, your dreams start turning to like, I want to be in a warm place, because as we get more elderly, our little bodies, like you need warmth to feel healthy, to feel better. And I feel like that's why so many people move down from the cold tundra, the upper northern states, to be warm, to be able to be out in the sunshine, to just feel good. So not have to deal with shoveling snow when you're 80 years old. Yes, please. So yes, the Florida state probably gets an influx of many different types of accents and peeps. So Karen says, I love fussin'. See, me too. I love it. I think it's the cutest word to talk about something that's not cute. Mr. Crafty, are you okay?
Yes, thank you. Sorry.
I don't have to go in there and give you the Heimlich. So Beverly says, close the window. I love it. Close the window. Like window. And that's the cute thing that Southerners do, is like some of the letters, the way you pronounce words changes, and then you just get used to saying that. Close the window. Like I know in the upper, where are we? In the Midwest, they add a R to wash. So instead of wash, it's wash. That's how my dad pronounced it, because his mom said it that way, because she's from the Midwest. And I just love that. That was like one little thing that came from my grandma's, how my dad always said wash. And Lima asked, are you guys still doing First Love podcast? So while we're all here, while we're all assembled, hi, Roberta Speaker. She says, I like Vegemite, especially when I was pregnant. Accents funny. When we moved to the South, someone asked me something and I didn't understand a word she said. Totally agreed. So Roberta Speaker here in the chat room, that is my sister-in-law. She is married to Mr. Crafty's brother, and sweetest lady, and just graduated from nursing school. So she is about to wrap all that up so she can be a full-fledged nurse, which is so awesome. She did the whole program, all accelerated and everything, and has been an excellent student. So I'm super proud of her. Way to go, Roberta! So, yes. So, yes. Oh, Angie says, I love the Southern saying, oh, bless your heart. As it can be an insult or a term of endearment. It's so true. I noticed that, like, you'll say something about a lady, oh, you know, she's, you know, that person, bless her heart. And it's like a way of saying, like, oh, she's special, or she's annoying, or she has issues or problems, or, you know, it's a way of saying there's something about that girl that ain't right, without really saying it and being impolite, because Southerners, you know, in general, there's a history of being polite and genteel to some extent. depending on where you come from in society. So, oh my gosh, someone's expecting snow. Who is expecting snow in this chat room? It's like, it was 92 degrees here the other day, here in Central California. Oh my gosh. It's only April. How can it be that hot? I absolutely hate the heat. Hate it with the burning, fiery, hot sun. Yes, that's what it feels like, a furnace. So I am so excited to go up to Washington, where it is pretty much the coolest region of the United States during the summer. Sarah says it's, well, bless your heart, is like a Southern put down. Where it makes you sound like you're being so sweet, but really you're saying. So, anywho, I had mentioned our Crafting Abroad adventure that we went to Japan just a week or so ago. I think I came back a week ago, about maybe a week and a half ago. It was life-changing. It was amazing. And during that trip, we got to talking. And so we have, we announced recently that our next Crafting Abroad with TRG is going to be the UK adventure. We're going to London, baby! Yes. In July of 2020, we are going to be heading across the pond and going to England for an amazing crafting retreat. Now this retreat house, it's incredible, and it's kind of like a small hotel. It's so vast. And it has a pool and a beautiful, it's like out in the countryside with a gorgeous view with a deck. You could eat your crumpets on the deck and look at the beautiful countryside as you sip your tea. And sip your tea. And I'm super excited. Sorry, okay, you guys remind me that I was talking about the First Love Club, and now I'm talking about the UK. Sorry, this is bound to happen at this hour of the morning, that my brain can't hold on to these things. So it's Michigan apparently that is supposed to get 3 to 5 inches tonight. And Jennifer Thompson, I am so jealous of you, girl. I would trade places with you in a heartbeat. How do you feel about the heat? So anyway, we're going to be going to the UK in July of next year. The event is half sold out, and it was just announced the other day, like within 36 hours, there was like 18 signups. So it is like going to be so bomb. We're going to be renting like a private double-decker bus to do like a little tour in London, do a little bit of stationery shopping because I didn't do enough of that in Japan. And we're going to be doing just having a wonderful, refreshing time where we're going to be crafting, paper crafting with your friends. Like, how great is that? In the UK countryside. Most of the girls who signed up are actually American, so that just shows you like how determined they are. Like, I'm going to get my crafty on in style, in English style. So we're going to be doing that. So in that conversation, Miss Paula of Crafty Destinations and I were discussing where we'll be going next. What happens beyond the UK? So this is our tentative plan. It has not been officially announced, but this is our tentative plan, was that we would do Australia, would be our crafting abroad adventure in 2021 in the spring, our spring here in America, which would be your fall, which hopefully is a great temperature. I'm like this. Please let that be a good temperature in Australia. So spring of 2021, and then we would be going back to Japan in fall of 2021 for that amazing stationery tour, which I feel like I just scratched the surface, even though I spent, and I'm just being honest, I definitely spent over $1,200 on stationery. So imagine I'm saying that I just feel like I scratched the surface, because I did. You can't go to the motherland of stationery and feel like you saw it all when you were, there for, I don't know, how long was I there? A little under 10 days. So I'm just saying. And speaking of stationery, all of the live videos that I did, the 2 big epic ones that totaled 4 hours of going over everything I bought, I'm going to be filming little individual videos to show my little haul I got from each store, and that way I can talk more about different things, and you can decide. There are some things I bought that are just like perfection. This pen gives me life. I'm so in love with this pen. I have 3 of them, and they are just like the most delicious fall colors. They're made by Zebra. It's the Zebra Clip pen, 0.5 tip. And they literally are the colors of these pens. These are the ones that I have right now. It's like this delicious honey brown and this blue and this deep gray, which kind of reminds me of like pencil when you see it, because the writing is not exactly black. Oh man, I'm just loving writing so much, because I have all these fancy new pens to write with, which I never had fancy pens before, ever. This is like all new. It's a whole new world. And I'm just loving it. I'm here for it. A lot of you girls are so far ahead of me in the pen game. You guys were like using a bunch of fancy pens long before me. So I feel like I've just kind of caught up maybe to you in the race. You guys have been like way far ahead of me, and I've just been struggling in the back of the pack, pretty much like I did when I was in high school, junior high, elementary school. A runner, I was not. An exerciser, I was not. I still am not. But I'm trying to turn that around, girls. I am. I have big plans for that. So anyway, so there will be another stationery tour in Japan in the fall of 2021. That is our plan. Our tentative plan right now is that we want to take girls back to Japan, because that was amazing, life-changing, amazing. So Lidima says, oh, fall is perfect. So hopefully that means it's perfect in Australia and it won't be blazing hot. It's probably a whole new level of hot that I've not ever experienced, and I really want to keep my experiences of heat just really minimal in life. That's all I ask. That's all I want. I don't want to be in the heat. I'm not a heat person at all, not even a little bit. I think I'm going to switch pens. I think I'm going to use this fabulous little honey brown color, this golden. It's so fabulous to write in a pen, and such an interesting color. Just makes you want to write more. So anyway, I have a lot of stationery videos to do. Is basically what I'm saying. So yes, the green pen holder. It's fabulous. It's so fun. It like flips up and then it zips up. My little pencil's in the way. So it's like this little fancy little pen holder-y thing here. And then you unzip it and then it goes whoop, like this. How cool is that? They know how to make pen holders, pen cases, pencil pouches. They are they are the mecca of stationery there, and it's very impressive, and it's really cool because you feel like you're just in a country that gets you, that nobody would judge you for buying all the stationery because they're all into it. Their whole culture's into it. Men, women, children, teenagers. They had a cajillion products for students. It's like all about helping students be successful, and they like color code things or notes. And there was just a plethora of sticky notes and page flags. It was just, you just couldn't believe it. You couldn't take it all in. It was amazing to be somewhere where everywhere there was stationery. Everywhere. Even 7-Eleven, the corner convenience store, the airport, everywhere you went, there was little places for stationery. Everywhere. When I saw that even 7-Eleven had a little stationery rack, I was like, I'm done. Because here, that we have, I think they sell like number 2 pencils, maybe, in a convenience store. That's it. Hi, Terry Owens. You are checking in. It's early here in Washington. I miss my Washington state. That's my home. Even though I was born and raised here in California, I really do consider Washington my new home, my adopted home. There's a lot of things about Washington I don't like, but I will say that all our kids are there, so that's but the climate, the beautiful greenery. I have said this before and I'll say it again. If you've never been to Washington, please do that sometime in your lifetime. It is the most gorgeous, just eye candy state. It's just all year long. And I don't care, everyone says, oh, it rains so much. Well, without rain, it couldn't be as the evergreen state, okay? It is green all year long. It is stunning. It is beautiful. And I'll take Washington on a gray, cloudy, rainy day, any day of the week, because I love rain. Love it. So, yes. So anyway, yes, Crafty Destinations, my friend Paula, she is the one who coordinates the trip, and you guys can go to her website, craftydestinations.com. You can sign up for the UK adventure there, get on her newsletter, and that way when we announce a new event, she will send out that email to everyone on the list saying, hey, it's up, it's live, grab it while you can, because the little crafting tour ones are very small. They're like 12 people total, on that tour. So if it's like a quick thing, so that's why I'm giving you this information now, so you can really ponder and think that through, and do I really want to do that? And the answer is yes, you do. So that's what she'll be doing, and I just gave you some marvelous information that there will be an Aussie trip and another Japan trip in 2021. They're just tentative and not set yet. So a lot of you here, we were all gathered here. You guys have qualified. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I'm doing a new thing now with my Late Night Crafty Club episodes. I'm trying to reward those who show up to the live events, and reward you for showing up, for making time, for penciling this in. Many of you got up very early for this. And many of you got to show up and have a live event for the first time, because it's not at some wacky hour like it is in, because you guys live in other time zones. So we put together a fantabulous printable for this show, which I wish I had a copy of. Mr. Crafty, would you mind printing that out for me?
Sure, and I'm going to set the price to free for right now.
Okay.
And then it'll go back to...
Awesome. My printer has regular paper in it, so you can just hit print. Okay, so Mr. Crafty is adjusting the price, and it's free. It's this much. The printable is this much because you've shown up. you're getting your printable. For those of you who showed up for the printable, you can now go home. Just kidding. You can go back to sleep. You can go about your business. So, but I'm just kidding. I don't really leave. Good morning from North Carolina, Miss Sharon. So happy to see you. Marcia, you're excited for the UK tour. Did you sign up for the UK tour?
Did you give them the link for it so they could get it?
Yes. Okay. So no, I did not. So the website for the printable is lnccprintable.com, and I'm going to spell it out for you in my fancy pen that I just love writing with. Hi, Yvette. Hello from the Netherlands. I'm so glad that you could join us. This is the Late Night Crafty Club international version. It is just for you international girls to be at a decent time for you, and we American girls, we can do some suffering with it being so darn early. So that's the website right here, lnccprintable.com. Lois says, I know, 8 a.m. instead of midnight. Yes, exactly. So there's the website. There's my high-tech way of showing you. It is lnccprintable.com. So, hi here from Tennessee, Barbara says. Hi, Eileen. Good morning, good morning. Lisa says, thank you for the printable. Yes, and it is, oops. I always do that. I always forget to clear off my printer and make sure it's clear. So can I show you guys the printable? It's so cool. Now, this was actually something I noticed in the Facebook group when we were talking about the playbook, I believe. Somebody said, hey, I would love to, oh, I know what it was. I was showing you guys, I was doing a flip through. And I think this actually was the video on YouTube. Maybe that's where it came from, and I'm just having a delusional moment here. But the bingo sheets, which I'll just demonstrate to you right now. The bingo sheets in my playbook, I discovered that I was just loving life when I filled in all of the little page markers with little squares of paper or stickers. I just love this. This just gives me life. And I don't need to see the prompts below it, but apparently some of you do. Some of you were very disturbed that you were covering up the prompts and then you couldn't see what you had actually done. And I don't judge you. I totally understand this. I get, we have a lot of people who are very particular about things, and that's kind of, I think, one of the features of being an analog paper planner girl is we're particular about our pen, our paper style, like we're all tactile, so I get it. So I asked my very talented graphic designer, Miss Kelly Bangs, to make some sheets that you could print out, punch, put in your playbooks, and that you would be able to track for each month what the bingo prompts were. So you have the satisfaction of checking them off, plus covering them up if you so choose, or coloring them in, doing some other kind of, just showing that you've marked it off. But you guys, how delicious is that? Is having these little cute checklists that you can trim, punch, and put into your playbooks. So each month you can see what the prompts were. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen up in here? Desiree says there's no button there to buy. Mr. Crafty is doing something.
There's no button to buy.
That's what the girls say, Mr. Crafty. Mary says no button to get it. Lisa says there's nothing there, no add to cart button. Hi from Finland. Is it Uti? Uti, O-U-T-I. That's a very interesting name. So Jacqueline gave me my amen. Thank you, Jacqueline. So there we go. There's some more amens. That's right. Well, I have a 30-second delay in between what I'm saying and what you are responding. So I figured it would be coming. There we go. I love a checklist, Stacy says. Shelly says, just stopped in to say hello. Now I'm back to work. Hope everyone has fun. Bye, Shelly. Have a wonderful day, dear. Sorry you have to work. Okay, so Melissa, Caroline, everyone's saying there's no way to download. Mr. Crafty is working on that. OT, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation I'm saying it correct. He is working on this as we speak right now. I'm not sure what happened there, but I just try to remember. Love me some Mr. Crafty. So Karen says, hold your cursor on the graphic and click download if on your phone. There's some super secret information right there. I did not know this. The link to said printable is lnccprintable.com. Mr. Crafty made a special URL just to take you guys right to it, and it would be super simple. Every time I have a late night crafty club, during the show, you will be able to access this website and get the free printable. Now, just know this, whether it's an international or regular late night crafty club, that offer is good to everybody. So during the time frame of my show, you can hop on there and grab it. If you need to set your alarm, and like I have set my alarm, I've gotten up at 2 or 3 in the morning just to buy something, to be first in line to buy something online, to grab something because it wasn't my time zone, but it was theirs. So I'm not above doing that. So if you want it for free, that is the requirement, is you need to be present. Does that mean that you have to stay the whole time? No. And I try to do it a little sooner than I did this morning, so I apologize that it took me so long to get to this place. But here we are, the printable, and it's fabulous. Is it available after the Late Night Crafty Club is over? Yes. For a very nominal fee, it can be yours. Put it in your cart and check out. Because, you know, Mr. Crafty and I, as I said many times, we like to eat. We like to have electricity, gas for the RV. So we do like to make a little bit of money here and there. So we decided to make some of these special printables available for our live ladies, and then they would just be for sale in our shop afterwards. But this is this episode of the Late Night Crafty Club's free printable. Yes. And for those of you who are watching the replay, perhaps this is an incentive, hopefully, that to show up for one, even if it's just for the printable and go home. But yes, I think this is going to be $1.95 after the show. So if this matters to you and you really want to have that checklist, this is a great little feature, and you get 3 of them. So you have one for each month in the playbook, which is what I'm about to dive into momentarily, because now we've come to that part of the show where it's time to get our crafty on. I usually, my MO tends to be chatting for a good hour. Although I really need to work on that. I think I need to wrangle myself in and just kind of maybe be like the first 30 minutes. I think that would be a really good goal for me, is to like try and clock that chit chat into the first 30 minutes and then move forward into crafting. Because I was really good at keeping my show at 2 hours for a long time. But half of it was talking, and so that's what I want to start curbing, is like half-hour talk, an hour and a half of crafting, possibly 2 hours of crafting. My shows are getting crazy. They're getting way out of bounds. Rosella says, my computer just crashed from excitement. Yes, I know how you feel. So Beatrice, you're new here. You go to LNCC. There you go. See in the chat room, the Reset Girl in the chat room, it says, okay, the printable is fixed now. lnccprintable.com. So you can see in the chat room, there's the little website, lnccprintable.com. And, oh, I did not realize I'm stuttering. I didn't realize that I'm buffering or that I'm not running smoothly.
No, it's been fine here.
Okay, so apparently we've been fine on our end for a change. So, Sarah, it's you, not me, for a change.
Notice the chipmunks are over your left shoulder, been watching the whole time.
Oh, no. That's hilarious. My little Chip and Dale, Mr. Crafty just pointed out, my little Chip and Dale are back there on the bed, and they're just kind of watching over my shoulder. They're just like, yes, do it, girl. Bring it home. Mr. Crafty, can I trouble you for some water, sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I didn't want to call too much attention to the background of my video because I know it's absolutely hideous right now. But I made a decision that I was just going to keep it real, and I'm not changing nothing. I'm not going to hide all of it and try and make you think that everything's pristine, because right now Mr. Crafty and I are in the middle of we are decluttering. And when I say Mr. Crafty and I will say I, because Mr. Crafty is not the culprit, it is me. And I am in a decluttering zone right now. Like, I'm just in this place where, like, I have to make another round of changes. Life in an RV is not static. It is not only does it, like, thank you very much, sir. Not only do you constantly move around in your RV. Well, we don't really constantly move. We like to set up and stay for long periods of time. But not only does that change, your location change, but life within the RV, because it's such a small space, you have to constantly be doing something. You're constantly editing what you own. You're constantly trying to find a better place to set things up or make the spaces you do have work better. And when you do come to a place where you stop, a lot of full-time RVers take that time to declutter, because whether you like it or not, you just gather things when you're on the road. And you also tend, like, I'm an overpacker. I plan too much stuff, you know, that I can reasonably do, or that I will actually read or do or whatever. So I end up putting a lot of stuff in the RV that I don't ever touch. And I need to come to terms with myself with that. It's like, okay, you have all the best intentions, but girl, you're just not doing it. So it needs to stay here in storage. So we have a little storage. We use part of my mom's storage shed here in California, and then we have our glorious storage space up in Washington. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I told Mr. Crafty I want to start filming myself, just tidying up and figuring out what to do with everything. As you know, I brought back a ton of stationery stuff. So now I have to reconfigure the whole crafting space, because I have Camp Wanna Craft videos to film. I have projects that need to be done. So this will be like my greatest challenge yet, is how do I have a working space and film in it, and then have all this new product to store. I have to basically get rid of things that still have valid use, but I just can't store them. So yes. And thank you, Deb, for reminding me that I had not answered the question, what is happening with the podcasts? So Tracy and I had been doing awesome. We had everything on track through December, and I spent the whole month of January in Tennessee with the intention of taping with Tracy and building up a whole library of podcast episodes. She spent a good time of that being sick. Darn it. So she couldn't even hardly talk. She got it in her throat, the virus that she had. So we were not able to tape like we planned. So we just decided that we would go ahead and do the taping after. So both of us have like different events going on in our lives. She does live events like I do. So both of us had something to do. She had a cruise and I had glamping. And I feel like often what I have come to is I just like having one thing to focus on. I don't want to multitask anymore. So when an event comes and approaches me, everything else goes away, and I just focus on that one thing and make sure that I do it in excellence. So that's kind of where she's at too. So we realized, okay, we're going to have to come back to doing this taping again, and we're going to have to do it after these other things are done, because they were planned long ago, and so I think what happened is we just kind of like, where I think both of us are a little bit procrastinators, and we just kind of didn't come back to, what do you want to do? How are we going to do this? And I'm going to share more on our first podcast episode, but there actually is a Godwing story to how our dilemma got answered, and both of us were kind of like, do we want to keep doing this? This is always a challenging, it can be very problematic show to do. Tracy and I have nothing but issues and technical problems. It is always hard to do that show. It is like the hardest thing that I do. I know we come across as so like, ha ha ha, and having a great time, but we go through so many problems trying to even tape the show. Which, when you think about what we're trying to do, it doesn't surprise me that we would have so many issues with the show, really, in a spiritual sense. It doesn't surprise me. but I think that it wears us down at times. And I think that's just kind of like where we were sort of like, well, are we going to do it or are we not going to do it? Are we going to do it? And we just didn't make that definitive plan. But we have one now. We will be back to taping again next month. We need to, both of us have, she has an event and I have this camp launch. So again, both of us are in this place of like, gotta focus. And as soon as we are done that, we're going to get back into the taping saddle. We like to tape a bunch of shows at once, and that way it kind of takes the pressure off. And then I think that's just a good, it's a good pattern for us. So that's what we'll be doing. And Kimberly says, I feel your pain. I am turning my crafty room to welcome foster kids. Kimberly, that is so awesome. That is so wonderful. So she has to remove everything. That is a really noble reason to do it, and a great reason to do it. But I do hope that you at least get yourself like a cart. You make some little craft space for yourself in another part of the house, that you don't give up that ability to do it when a time presents itself. And that's a lovely thing to do with foster kids too, is to teach them journaling, give them an outlet of some kind, even if it's just journaling, to get, sort through all the things going on inside of them for reals. So I just love that. That just makes me want to give you a hug. So, oh, hello, Kelly Bangs. I love the chat room. It's really funny. Like the first time since the show came on, there's this big green button that says Kelly Bangs is watching. It's like some, oh, kind of in a creepy way, but not really. Cause girl, I know. So Kelly and I spent a lot of time texting each other constantly about Camp Wanna Craft, and she's been making all the delicious things for camp in this last couple weeks. You guys are, I want you to just be blown away. Our camp kit, the physical kit we're putting together, there are no words. I'm so in love with it. I can't wait to release it. It's going to be a very limited edition run, because Mr. Crafty and I are literally going to be kitting it and shipping it ourselves. So there's only going to be 250 kits. It's going to be so amazing, so phenomenal. I truly can't even. I love putting together a kit. I can't even put it into words how much I love it. And I'm looking around because I'm looking for my stamp set. I wanted to show it to you. The glorious stamp set. It's a stamp set I created for the Reset community. So it like celebrates all of our like little craftiness and planningness and all that stuff. And I have been putting it in my kits that I do, that I include in my workshops. So that's what I made it for. But I decided I'm going to go ahead and put that into all of the camp kits. So it's like are you looking for it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I know there's a bunch in my mom's house. I set one aside for myself, but I've actually had them for months, and I'd never put one into my own collection. Silly me. So Heather, you're going to be able to buy it on May 8th. We're going to open up it'll be in the shop is the day. I have not officially announced that, but it is May 8th is what we are gearing towards. And I will not have a whole physical kit to show you, but I'll have is I'll have graphically be able to show you, because not everything will be manufactured, but you will get the gist of what is in the kit, and it is glorious. I can't wait. A sticky note pad with honeys on it. I'm just like squee. So I'm super excited for that. So the free printable is up on the website lnccprintable.com. It's ready to go, and you can check out with that. Awesome. The download is working for many people. That's good news. I started to feel like myself ebb and flow. Like right now I feel like I'm like starting to like feel the energy draining, and then a minute later I'm like back up again. So also, I don't know if you guys, just to remind you guys, later today I'm also having another live show at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern. I will be doing my very first Crafternoon with Corey. And if you guys missed the post in the Facebook group, this I was explaining how I was going to do different types of live shows in the future to kind of provide different types of content. So some people love the Late Night Crafty Club's length. They love it's long. They love the chit chat. They're here for it. They're here for it for all kinds of reasons, but they make time for it. They love it. Now I have another group, dissenters, just kidding. But I have another group that's like, that doesn't work for them. I can't watch all that long. I'm not into all the chatty chat. So I made up a compromise. All of the replays for the Late Night Crafty Club now come with timestamps in the description. So I listen to myself. I sit through myself again and then go through it to hear all the like pertinent points to kind of like, hey, I just want to skip ahead to where she talks about this, or I want to skip ahead to where she crafts. So that's what I've been doing lately in the description box, is putting timestamps so you guys can just whiz to where you want to go. And then the Crafternoon with Corey show is going to be a shorter format. So do not expect a 4-hour, even 3-hour. It's going to be a 1 hour to 2 hour, somewhere in there, length show. It is all craft, no chit chat. It's all chit and no chat. Oh, I literally just cracked myself up with that. It is very early, ladies. It's very early. I had very little sleep because I had a hard time. I always have a hard time sleeping the night before this show, because then I start going through it in my brain. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? Am I going to be okay? Am I going to be energized? It's going to be hard to wake up. I start going through my checklist. You guys know how it is. We all have that checklist. So anyway, it'll be 3 p.m. this afternoon. I'll be back on here, believe it or not, and I'll be back in my playbook again, because the playbook, I haven't even broken into April. Well, I lied. I did break into April right before I turned the camera on. I was actually filling in one of my April pages, a really simple one. I was trying to do my my gratitude spread. I was filling in some of the dates because I realized, oh no, I forgot to do my gratitude pages, so I had to go back in time and sit there and think. So I kind of like got some of them done. I'm going to have to fill in the rest, because it really bothers me to have those blank. I let them be blank back in the winter. There's a few blanks, but I don't want to do that. I really want a completely full playbook. Like I want my whole season complete, and I don't care if that means I have to like double up, spend longer hours doing it, if I have to go back. And hey, I want to just remind you, if April's not working out for you because it was just a busy month, there is nothing that says you can't, like in May kind of slows down. There's nothing that says you can't go back to April and clean it up and get it full. There's just like, it's not like there's a, you know, a little ding, sorry, your playbook has been closed. You cannot craft in it any longer. You must move forward. So that's what I did with winter. I crafted almost nothing in January, and I had to go back and work on it in February, March. I don't even feel bad about it because I don't care. My only goal really for the playbook is to have a fluffy playbook. I want a big, fluffy, like pages all fluffy and full. Like I can't wait for that day when I can see the totality of all of my crafting work, and I can see like, ooh, I tried this and I did this, and then once I figured out how to do that, I kept doing it. Like I want to see the history of my craft evolving, you know, and if I spend more time doing it and really make it a plan, a true intentional goal, I just feel like I'm going to become a better crafter. And I've never ever said that before. I never took this seriously enough to go, you know what, if I really just work at this like it's my full-time job, I will be so much better as a crafter, as a creative, and I'll have something to show for it. My work will evolve. I'll start to learn how to use a lot of the tools and products that I've purchased that are just like sitting in a bin under my bed, that they don't come out and play because I don't know how to use them. I'm going to start taking the time to learn how to use them, and that's what Camp Wannacraft is all about. It's us showing you how to use a lot of these tools you have sitting around, or how to use them in a different way, or how to like do stuff in your, you guys are, I hope that you are going to just love the handbook for camp. Is going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be like a handbook within a junk journal. Oh, it's going to be a Camp Wannacraft junk journal. So we are basically getting this whole thing together, and you're going to just be like crafting up a storm. And by the time camp ends, my goal is that you're going to have this delicious junk journal that you did memory keeping in and journaling in and all the like listening in, and you just all this fantastic stuff, and learn some things from some very talented ladies. So it's going to be fabuloso to do that. And Kelly says, I don't like blanks either. It just, I think it messes with that little mindset we have. It's like a checklist, you know, like I know I'm good when I can see the page is full. I'm like, move on. And that's what the bingo page is for, is to help prompt you into doing things in your book so you can check off the bingo sheet. Tess asked, how much will the physical kit be for camp? Do you all have a price set yet? I have not announced that part. I've kept that under wraps because I just want to double check my work and make sure I've priced it properly. So I will probably, as we get closer to May 8th, I will probably be doing the sneaks that I can do, and we'll probably disclose all of that then. So, but I was very forthcoming with camp prices. I just would like a little credit for that. I did not make you guys wait to the launch, as I tend to do. I decided, you know what, this might be something people want to budget for, and you know, that's why May not having a collection is lovely timing, because now you have some coin that you can, instead of buying a collection stuff, you can put towards camp. So camp, for the first week of camp, May 1st through the 8th, it is $29.95. That's it. And then it increases to $36.95, and then the final price of $42.95 by the time June 1st rolls around, which is the first day of camp. So you guys are going to get this whole month-long amount of time to pay for camp or budget for camp. Then you'll be able to get your little shopping list, so you know what you need to purchase. If you would like to complete, you know, a lot of the different workshops we'll be doing, which are all optional, you're not forced. You can purchase the physical, well, 250 of you will be able to purchase the physical kit. The physical kit is not a requirement. It is a nice to have. It's an awesome to have. It's going to have physical stickers inside of it, TRG stickers, a gorgeous stamp set, a sticky note pad, buttons, a bunch of fabulous swag, a cute little coaster that I have shown you guys here on my channel, which I never seem to have that darn coaster when I'm talking about it or want to show it. It's like always, it's elusive. It's very elusive. So I needed, oh, here. Nope. That's not it either. That's a different coaster. Yes, I have no coaster to show you. But yeah, it's ridiculous. So good morning, Dawn from North Yorkshire. I've actually been to your town. I've been to your area. I have actually been to North Yorkshire in the UK when I was 16. Oh, so long ago. We drove all the way up there. And what I very much remember from that time in your area is eating chicken McNuggets at McDonald's and not knowing where the McDonald's was, but seeing little bits of trash on the ground in the city as we were walking around, and deciding that it was like a little trail of breadcrumbs, and we finally found the McDonald's by following the little trail of trash and getting there. And that's what I had resorted to eating a lot of in England, because I had a hard time with the food. It wasn't what I imagined. It was very different from ours. It was not like our cuisine, and I guess I wasn't wasn't as an adventurous eater as I am now. Mary asked, is there a digital kit? So in the month of May, we will be launching the WannaCraft collection. And WannaCraft will be a big collection like always. It's designed to work in conjunction with camp. So it's fantabulous. If you loved Girl Friday, you will love WannaCraft. So it has a lot of elements from Girl Friday, but it also celebrates all the craft supplies and deliciousness, and you can use it to totally decorate all your camp projects. You do get like one sheet of decor. You're going to get some journal cards. There's a few printables that you get with the by signing up for camp plus the handbook. but you are not getting the big collection. It's much more scaled down. It's just like, it's like little accents, if you will. But I wanted people to have the opportunity, if like they wanted the big blowout bundle, they could do that. Or if they just wanted like a few key pieces from the collection, they could do that for their Camp Wanna-Craft projects. But there will be a whole thing called Wanna-Craft. It's going to, we're going to actually debut it like a day early, because the 27th of May is actually my birthday. And I was thinking that through, going, I don't really want to monitor the website and do all of that on my birthday. I want to be free to go do something fun. So, and it's Memorial Day weekend. So I think I picked like Friday, I think, for the debut, because I figure a lot of you will leave town. You'll go off and it'll be hard for you to do things online. So I just thought, you know, we'll release it on Friday, and that way instead of Monday. I think that's my plan, but don't quote me on that for sure. I could be wrong. It could be very early right now and my brain's not functioning properly. But anyway, you definitely will have that. And also Camp Wanna-Craft, we're going to have crazy merch. We're going to have hats, like ball caps, a trucker hat. We're going to have t-shirts, a hoodie. We're trying to do leggings. I want to do leggings for camp so bad. So we're actually trying all these different merch products so that you can like blow it out for camp if you want to. And I'm making a point of making sure it's super crafty and not as much campy, because if you're like a crafter, you'll have the perfect little shirt and leggings and all that to wear for your crafty, you know, your crafty events in your life. Like going to meetups or dressing up for the Late Night Crafty Club. Wouldn't that be cute if we were all wearing our little leggings and our t-shirt? So anyway, we need a uniform around here. That's what we need. And leggings, the official pants of the Late Night Crafty Club. So, oh, my Lanta, that tastes so good. Nom, nom. Okay. So yes, merch, a physical kit, a digital kit, and then Camp Wanna-Craft. Is that everything? Mr. Crafty, is that everything? Am I missing something?
I'm sorry, I was looking at something else. I wasn't paying attention.
He was not paying attention to me at all. Bye, Lois. She's got some kitties looking at her through the window for breakfast. They're like, open, open, open. Open up, lady, feed us. So, yes, I'm sorry. I feel like the last 20 minutes of what I just said was like, that is the risk that you take with the International Late Night Crafty Club, is I might have a harder time staying on track. It's a different version of the Reset Girl that you get. Oh, and thank you, Kelly. And then there's a new kit. You know how we did a special like bonus kit? It was called Corey Faves, and I think it was released. It's for the playbook, for you to do stuff in the playbook with. So it had like stamping. It had a honey sheet. Do I have this around? My room is all torn up right now. I have to tell you, I'm not organized, so I probably am failing at being able to show you, like, oh my gosh, I love it. There's Christmas music playing right now. Herald, hark the herald angels sing. It's Christmas in April. It feels like summer right now. It feels like dead middle of summer. And Miss Paula Moore Gresham is now watching. She has joined the chat room. Miss Paula Gresham, I did all the talking about our fabulous events, going to the UK, going to Japan, and going to Australia. You missed the whole thing. But yes, I talked about our fantabulous crafting abroad trips that we have planned and tentatively planned. And I got nothing, guys. I don't even know. Hang on. Let's see here. Let me see. What it is I have a folder that it should be in, and I guess I'm just forgetting. That's what it is. I just forgot where I put things. I just have a big old mess going on. Actually, Avalanche. I just realized that a lot of my really favorite craft supplies are in this basket, so I apologize. So anyway, what I'm looking for, oh good, my templates, I didn't know where they were. So I have this Playbook accessories kit. These things, if you recall, they're in the shop. These are part of the Corey Favorites collection. These are things like I personally said exactly what I wanted. I want these layering circles. I want these type of journaling labels. I want stamping elements. I was very specific what type of things I wanted because I want to have stuff that I like. I just love and want to use over and over again. The stamping elements are super fun. These are awesome when you print them on a clear sticker sheet because then you can, they're almost like stamping because they're transparent, and you can layer them over your work in your Playbook pages. So we're going to have another one of these collections that will be coming out as well. And we'll be releasing a Faithful kit. So a Faithful Girl kit. Very special. Faithful Girl kit will be released in May. So, and that is all. That's all I got. I think all of it's all over. Hi, Lael. Hello, Miss Lael. I have not seen your little face. Miss Lael Konkar, who just joined the chat room, ladies. Miss Lael worked for Simple Stories, and she was very instrumental in helping me have that collaborative collection that we did with Simple Stories. And she recently announced that she has left Simple Stories and she is doing her own thing. She has the Lael by Mail, which is I think the cutest name, but she has her own little kit that she does, and she teaches little. I think Lael, you do in-person workshops as well as, I'm not sure if you do online workshops, but she makes these little kits for the crafty projects because she's a crafter girl. So if you want to follow her on Instagram, Lael, which I don't know, I can't remember if you just go by your name on Instagram. So please feel free to share. There's Lael by Mail. So you thought you're going to be all sneaky coming into the chat, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just calling you out. There we go. There's Lael. Lael is super talented. One of the things I loved about when I first started following her is that she was doing Lister's Got a List too, and I just loved her lists. She's very I love her style, so that's what made me start following her. Actually, I didn't even really know much about Simple Stories. I was just following her because I liked her crafting, but she does super cute stuff, and she's doing this new endeavor, so I want to support a fellow entrepreneur. So there's her Instagram. I would give her a follow because she does really cute stuff, very inspiring. So girls, we are, I think, about ready to finally start crafting. Now that I think my throat's starting to hurt from all the chit chat. Yes, so Mr. Crafty is asking if we are ready to do the top down crafting, and I believe we are. I think that we have chatted it up a lot more than a lot more than normal.
Hopefully I don't hit the power button.
Okay, yes. So stay tuned if Mr. Crafty turns anything off with his big bear paws. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So he's got we have the tiniest, cutest little camera. It's so adorable. This one's different than we're not using the phone this morning. We are using an actual camera.
It actually worked really well.
Yeah, it is behaving like a champ. Now, how do I know what it's seeing and how...
It will eventually come around to showing you the other...
Bye, Ruth Mason. Bye, Lisa. Have a great day. Wow! That is bright. Holy cannoli. Mr. Crafty has set me up with a whole new lighting thing going on here, and it is, I feel very awake right now, sir. It's like right in my eyeballs. Okay, I gotta take my glasses off because that's a lot of glare. Okay, so we are about ready to get get down with the get down here. We're gonna get our Crafty on. You know what? Do you have? Would you mind grabbing my gold scissors?
Okay.
Were you able to get the goo off of them?
No, I told you that.
Oh, I was hoping that you would. I was hoping you would do something extraordinary and figure it out.
I tried licking it off.
Ugh. Boy germs. Oh man, they're super sticky. Like not cut worthy.
What about the other 20 pair you have?
I don't have any in here. Do not have any in here. All I have are little scissors. So I guess that's not ideal. Okay, so I have my little Tim Holtz scissors. I have my cutter bee. Okay. I'm pulling out all the stops, grabbing everything. Okay. So we're back in the playbook for a brand new season. I'm hoping a lot of you have already started your playbook. I have not done much. Like I said, was traveling and then I kind of made a whole I have a whole craft room explosion going on, so I have not been crafting at all. I decided to wait, to kind of wait for a quieter time this month to get started, and I figured, hey, if I do all these like live craft shows, it'll give me an excuse to jump in and start doing stuff. So that kind of is what I think how I figured that one out. So, good night, Carolyn Brown. Good night, good night. Kat said she finally dressed her girl last night. So there's some fun activities in this book that we did this season, including, so I'm in the art journaling pages right now, but one of my favorite things is these girls right here. And this was based on how much fun they were for me personally. I'm not sure how you guys felt about it, but I had so much fun dressing them up in little paper clothes that I decided, like, let's be intentional about that for spring, and like let's give them outfits so that you can kind of like make clothes on top of them. So that's what these are for. Like you can add a skirt like out of paper, you can punch pieces to give her clothes. This little balloon here is actually in the template. So there's a little balloon template. So what you get with the book, you'll get your Crafty Club playbook prompts and then the templates. And so here's a balloon template. So you can cut this out and hold it up against scrap paper and then cut the scrap paper out and then layer them to make the little balloons in this little form. And then her egg template is to do the eggs, which appear here. Is these ones, and I'm so looking forward to doing these eggs, but I think that I want to give them like all my attention. I think I'm going to do a whole YouTube video just doing this page. So I want to show different ways of doing the eggs, because I visualize stamping, washi, watercolors. Like I want to blow it out. I want to have honey eggs, maybe a photograph egg. So yeah, I got plans for this page. So here's my bingo sheet. I personally use this to kind of like guide me, get me kick-started. I generally don't just look at the pages. I feel like I kind of come here and start seeing, okay, what can I do? Like, how can I make the most out of my crafting? So some of these prompts are designed to like prompt you into doing different types of things on your pages, like layers, ripped paper, stickers, smashed, memory keeping, washi. So that to me is like an easy button. You know, basically any page that I put a lot of washi in would probably be this for me. Last month we released a free printable I think it was last month. So the last time I did a late night crafty club, the freebie was bingo squares that you could use, like bingo markers. So if you print that page out, you would be able to do that, or you could use a punch. I realize I don't have all my punches out right now, which is kind of a bummer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an art journaling page. I think that's kind of an easy button for me, which is what I like. I think I'm going to take my page out of the playbook to do it. And let's see here. I'm going to look into my little bag of tricks and see what I got. So I have some fun stamps, these little ticket stamps. I love me some tickets. My stamping elements. One of the questions I asked earlier this week is I was asking people for feedback about the videos that I'm going to be doing for class. I wanted to get a read on what people are interested in seeing me personally do. Like, what can I show you? If I was going to come over to your house and you were going to, I would say, hey, I'll show you anything I know how to do. What would you be interested in me teaching you? So people gave me lots of great feedback. I even commented that I was going to open it up to doing a giveaway. I'll pick one person who comments in the thanks, Mr. Crafty. He's controlling my view right now. He's zooming in and out with the camera, so I don't have to think about it, because that's definitely wasn't even on my mind. I'm just like pulling out my stuff, not even paying attention to what you guys can see. And I just completely forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Crafty. So people were commenting and giving me feedback. There's going to be a giveaway. I'm picking one of those commenters at random and giving them a free admission to camp. So in the Crafty Club, group, you can go in there and find that post where I ask for your feedback and give it to me if you haven't already, because I would love to hear what you have to say. Most people really talked about layering and how do you layer, how do you pick things, how do you know what to do. So that's going to be my focus for doing some of the videos, is really kind of sharing with you what goes on in my brain. What is happening in there that makes me pick what I pick and lay out what I lay out? What am I looking at? What's going through my brain? And I know, there's some uber talented girls out there that do this all the time. They could probably craft circles around me. And I imagine that we all have some level, some process that's going on in our heads. And I'm just going to try to be really, tell you what's going on in mine. So I will say this is something I shared in a video already, is I mentioned that oftentimes I will craft my page first, and then I will go find a prompt that I feel like matches it. Isn't that funny? It's like completely backwards. These prompts are supposed to prompt you into creating a page. It'll help you, like, give you a kickstart into what to do, because looking at this is often not very inspiring. So at least this gives you help. But I have personally been doing it the reverse way. Like, all of the pages, I think not all, I'll say like 90% of the pages I did in March were making the page and then finding the prompt. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. So what am I doing then that's helping me not feel intimidated by this white page? It's mostly looking at my supplies. And for me, the thing that really gets me more than anything is color. So my eyeballs look at color first. I think that's kind of my primary motivation, and some colors just really speak to me. They really stand out to me. I love the way, like, there's like little snippets of color often say something to me, like mixed up, jumbled up with other things. I pick random weird pieces of stuff pretty randomly. Like, I just put a bunch of ephemera in this little folder, and it has like sticky notes in here, journal cards. It just has like a bunch of different things that I just kind of randomly stuffed in here or thought would be a good idea. To me, this is great paper for like a journal, like for journaling, which is can be pretty essential for a art journaling page. So I might grab one of these. They've been stapled together, so I'm going to unstaple it. I have one little piece of note paper for journaling should I choose to use it. I'm not committed to anything I pull out initially. I'm just pulling out stuff that catches my eye. I definitely have a messy approach to crafting, and I don't even feel bad about it. I don't mind that I have stuff all over the place. One sweet girl said I would love to have tips on how to keep your desk tidy when you craft. And I honestly don't think I have an answer for that, because that's not something I aspire to have. I understand the point of it, because yes, it's hard to craft when you've laid all this junk around, but it's not my, I'm willing to suffer with the mess if I absolutely love what I make. I see that as a worthy, a noble payment. Reward from having the mess is that I got something great out of it. So there's some things I think that I can respond to or answer, and that's great. But I think there's some things I just simply couldn't, because they're not something I even know how to do. I just don't know how to be tidy. But maybe some of you are, and that's why I love having other teachers involved, because it's not all on me and my way of doing things, because my way of doing things would be just horrifying to some of you guys. You would be like, no, I simply cannot do things willy-nilly. I have to have a plan. I have to. Oh, so this is so painful. I got sticky stuff all over my scissors, and that's making them really hard to cut with. They're not amazing like they normally are. And I do not seem to have my other pairs. Like, I have multiple pairs of them, and I see them. I'm not sure. Usually it's that Goo Gone, and apparently our bottle of Goo Gone was leaking, and Mr. Crafty punished it and threw it out.
No, it leaked out.
It leaked out. Oh, he said it leaked out and there was nothing left. Hey, Mr. Crafty, one disadvantage of this is I can't really even see the chat room because this light is so bright.
Ah, do you want me to unplug it and see if it's still good enough for...
I think just even tilting this, the glare is what
Okay.
I can't see nothing.
All right. All right.
That's better.
Can you see it on that
I
side?
actually need my glasses now. So I have a different kind of problem now.
Should I scoot it closer to you? Should I do that? I'm just afraid of it not staying there.
I know we need, if you go, hang on, I just need to be able to see what they're saying.
Maybe I can get that
If-
aluminum holder we had.
No, if you go up in the upper cabinets right near your desk, where the juicer stuff is, there is a recipe book holder. It's up on its side. It's bamboo.
I got it.
I don't, okay, so here's what I don't have. I don't have eucalyptus oil. I don't have Goo Gone. The Goo Gone leaked out everywhere and went. I don't have WD-40. Girls, I'm just a really bad crafter.
I might have
tonight.
some WD-40.
Okay, Mr. Crafty says he might have WD-40.
Do you need those that are right there?
Oh, hang on.
These?
Yes. Just give me a second here. Sorry, ladies. We have a little... We're having a little issue here. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read the chat room. And, hi, Joanna. I'm glad you were able to join us. You just woke up. Okay. Wet wipes work, Michelle says. Hi, Michelle Durham.
Well, those I have.
Okay, so he does have... these really are very tragic right now. They are just terrible. Also, alcohol might work. Which we did.
I don't have alcohol.
We have alcohol in the medicine cabinet all the way up at the top.
Let me try this.
Okay. So, like I was saying, color is something that kind of grabs my attention. She is like speaking all kinds of things to me this morning. She just looks... She looks like she's means business. So, I'm grabbing her. These are some pages. My sweet friend Katie at the Paper Basket on Etsy, I asked her if she would put a custom listing together for me because I just love ledger paper, office paper, just old vintage paper. I love it. So she put together a whole pack of the papers that I personally love and for me to purchase. And I have a bunch of like fun stuff. She did like some pages from a math book. That's kind of fun. Ooh, I think I'm going to use one of these. Although I've noticed I have kind of a harder time. Oh gosh, this hurts my brain looking at it. This is sheet metal mathematics.
They live.
Yay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
My gold scissors. They are all fresh and new. Huzzah! Everybody with the gold scissors in the room raise them high. So we had nothing. We had no cleaning agents, but you used alcohol? What did you just do, Mr. Crafty?
Say again?
What did you just use?
The Clorox wipe and a Target hand wipe.
Okay, so the magic ingredient that he just used on my scissors to get all the adhesives off is the Clorox cleaning wipe. You know how like we use those on our counters and stuff? So he used a Clorox cleaning wipe is how he got off. In case any of you have issues and you don't have a cleaning solvent. We did not have Goo Gone. We didn't have WD-40. We didn't have eucalyptus oil. So we didn't have any of the things that some of you guys have on hand. And so if you have any disinfectant wipes, that might be permissible. And Stephanie, you are so cute. You have a small crush on Mr. Crafty. Yeah, he's pretty crush worthy. He's an excellent husband. Excellente. He's an excellent husband, excellent partner in this business, which he probably never imagined in a million years he would be doing this in his retired years. Mr. Crafty is actually retired military. He put in 20 years with the United States Coast Guard, and he probably thought he was going to be just having a great retirement years and just doing his own thing, but God is like, no, sir. I have other plans for you. So I'm just going to play around. So playing around is part of the process. I don't necessarily end up with where I start from. Sometimes I'm just testing things out. So that is part of it. Is you just need to be willing to just start somewhere. So it's just starting. I'm just kind of like, hey, if I put this here, will this work? If I do this, will this work? I'm kind of also glancing at the glancing over here at the prompts. I notice I have this one prompt that says she glows. I think she's kind of glowy. I think that would be a good one, possibly. It's kind of where in my brain I think I'm kind of going with, because it's an easy button. That's a she. I would say she's pretty glowy. She's glowy enough for me at, what time is it? 6 a.m. in the morning? 5 I don't even know. I think it's 6 a.m. now. So yeah, this is probably my worst of the chit-chatting and not crafting shows I've ever done. I think I've been talking for more than 2 hours and had no crafting. Okay, so I'm cutting out my little prompt, she glows. I'm just gonna pick that for right now and let it kind of settle. I love how the prompts fit within these like vintage looking labels. I think that's fun. I'm gonna go ahead and my girl, so I don't normally use girls with all the full behind background stuff. So I'm going to give her a little bit of the orange background. I'm going to keep that as I cut. And oh my Lanta, these scissors cut like butter now.
You're welcome.
These are amazing. Mr. Crafty, you're incredible. I appreciate it, sir.
You're welcome.
I now want to like scrub all my scissors down because this is good. So this is a good reminder. I'm very good at like doing maintenance things sometimes, like my my brushes, my makeup brushes. I make sure they all get a bath, and I have a little dryer, like a little drying tool I use for them. I need to start doing that with my scissors. My scissors need to make sure they get a bath. Okay, so here's a little tip. I am actually not going to throw these things away. I'm going to hold on to them. This has a fun like vintage font text right here, and I want to hold on to that, so I might clean this up. How about I do that? I clean it up, and I'm just going to put that in my scrap box. This I'm keeping because it has some like vintage makeup in it, so I'm just going to rip the bottom of it and stick that into my scrap box because it's just kind of like color and texture. You'll also notice I left her intact. I did not clean that up. I want it to be rippy and kind of ripped and not perfect. And hey, guess what? I think we can all remember, or should remember, that actually is a bingo prompt, is ripped paper. So by doing this spread alone, I'm going to get my ripped paper prompt on my bingo sheet complete, which is awesome. I'm ripping the bottom of that because I want it to be imperfect. And now I'm kind of laying her around. Now, I don't have a problem cutting part of her off if it makes sense to do so. Like, for instance, if I want to keep her like on part of the page. So just to give you an idea of what that would look like. If I cut her, that's how much of her would be showing. So she would be like that. Be an example. Or I could bring her down and have her come in the page like that. So I'm just messing around. Nothing is sacred. Anything can be cut, covered over. Like that's how I kind of look at it, is nothing is sacred on this page, and if I find something to do with it better, I will. If I end up ditching her, I will. I'm not married to her, using her in my project. I'll move her around, or whatever object you have, whatever kind of element it is, I'll move it around to kind of feel like, are things behind her lining up in an interesting way, like this little 90-degree angle graphic here? Does that make sense to have it there? So those are the kind of things that go through my brain. This is kind of fun if I cover that up, and then this is showing here. I could line up the bottom of her with like an angle on the page. I don't tend to like wonky angles. I tend to like really straight ones. That's what my eyeball sees. I like the idea of her head coming up here in this little space between this and this. See what I'm saying? I'm constantly experimenting, trying her in different ways. And I might just decide to take that completely away and just go, you know what? I'd rather start with a different type of paper. That paper's not doing it for me. Let's try something else. So sometimes I can whip these out really quick, and sometimes, depending on what I initially start with, it might take me a little longer to get there. But finishing the page is not the goal. It's the part of like experimenting and trying, and that's what to be focused on. If you're in a hurry and you're just trying to get some crafting knocked out, then perhaps trying a different page in your playbook is better. Maria says that she's sitting here with one eye open. I hear you. my little eyes want to close too. So this is another type of background to try that I'm experimenting, looking it out. Like, this just gives me life. Now you guys see like why I love Girl Friday. This is the stuff I just love crafting with. I can't get enough of it. This is like a page from like an accounting textbook or something, and it's just like yum. So I'm just gonna pretend that I'm going this direction and just kind of play it out for a minute and what that would look like. What am I going to add to it? I have some pieces that came from Girl Friday in this little 3 sections here. These are all the little elements from Girl Friday, plus maybe a few pieces that I punched that I'm really loving. So I do have some stickers that Mr. Crafty made me. This is the sticker book that he helped he put together using the artwork that we have in our stuff. These are part of the bundle, the big bundle, is you can buy them with cut files, and so that's what these are. I specifically told him I want these particular stickers on these sheets, so this is like a little bundle that I personally asked for. These are fun. These were made for the Japan trip that I just went on. These were for the little the fun little travel journal project. So were these. Okay, so I am looking through here trying to see if anything captures my attention, any other types of elements or pieces could I see myself using. I do like this little sticker here. The reason why I'm gravitating towards Girl Friday is because of the paper I'm using, because of her vintageness, which is my signature thing. I love me a good vintage piece of artwork. I bought a magazine that was featuring a bunch of, so this is what I bought. This is where she just came from. I bought some Good Housekeeping magazines on eBay. This is from November 1963, so I basically just like ripped out all the pages that I loved from it and threw them into my paper stash. Okay, trying to decide. Part of me thinks it would be super cute to do like pieces of like the little hexagons and do them right here. Although I'm wondering, like, would that be weird? Okay, so here's some paper versions of these that I have on paper. So I'm going to use them as my model, because what I'm concerned about is the different patterns and the shapes of the hexagons competing with the background. Like, will that be weird looking and not cool? I don't like that one. Okay, so here's one I do like. Whoop. That's better. I got some real sassy music on right now. I feel like I'm on a cruise. Like, this is the kind of music, like, I need a cocktail. Oh my gosh, if I had a cocktail right now, I would be out. I would not make it. Okay, here's some more hexagons. So I'm gonna test. I think that is not contrasty enough. That's not contrasty. So I like things that contrast sometimes and not blend in. So contrasting would be things that stand out. So that is definitely what I'm trying to achieve here, is making this page stand out. Or sorry, making the pieces I pick stand out. And I need to get some harmony here with the lines are driving me, my eyeballs crazy. Okay, so that piece is not doing it for me. Ooh, here's a good one. So the lines need to have some harmony because they're like all over. So there we go. There we go. Okay. So it's a little more complicated than I thought. I don't want this to look all crazy. I feel like this music is so perfect for like this piece that I'm doing, because it's like very, kind of reminds me of like vintage. I'm in a little cocktail party from the 60s right now. I think we need to get some more lively music, Mr. Crafty, for the future. For future international shows.
Do you want me to do a different search on there?
Do I search for like exercise?
Yes,
Upbeat?
actually. Yeah, a little more upbeat is probably going to be really good because I feel like I'm getting soothed into being.
All right. So what's the key word you want me to do? Exercise?
Sure. That's probably a good one. Okay, I feel like I am here for it is a good one. I am here for it.
I think it came up with all of one song.
Wow. That's not.
Oh, my
not right.
Lanta.
What?
Are you going to start your yawning thing?
No. I'm not the yawner. You are.
No,
my
when
gosh.
you start yawning, you go for the gusto.
At least I do it quietly.
Well, I think this one has more songs.
Okay.
Because that was...
And that's supposed to be like, okay, so I feel like this is a perfect foundation for a word strip right there. Now, can I imagine myself pulling this down? And yes, I can. Now, here's the rub of this whole thing is this page that I picked, this is too long for the page it's going on. So I have no choice but to rip the bottom because I definitely want the top. So before I pull the paper all apart, which I just took all that time to put my little pieces down, I think I'm going to at least tack them into place. Probably a little bit more than tacking. I have a fantastic playlist that I listen to for like jamming out, but we can't play it on our live because they are very strict about live, as we all know now that I'm in YouTube jail. You guys are basically visiting me through the bars of my cell. They're very strict about lives, so you can't play just any kind of music in your lives. So we have to find things that are copyright free or that we pay for, which we pay for this particular service that we are currently listening to. So that helps, but then you are restricted to what they offer. So this is one of the better music channels. We have a subscription service with them. I like this type of music a lot. I actually prefer music without words when I'm doing certain tasks. Things that involve like any type of journaling, writing. I can't hear words. I can't have someone singing while I'm trying to write. So that's why music like this is perfect for me for working and crafting too. Lidima says that she just had peppermint tea and chocolate to wake her up. Hello. I'd like a cup. Yes, please. That sounds very wake-uppy. Good morning, Elaine. Yes, Dawn, we are in YouTube jail. You missed my story at the beginning of how Mr. Crafty and I ended up in YouTube jail. And that is why we are not having our live on YouTube this morning as I had thought we were going to be doing. So I went ahead and ripped the bottom. So now I've qualified for the, where is it? Ripped paper. So here's my ripped paper. So now I get to check that off that I did it. And I'm going to use the bingo markers, but just in the meantime, I'm going to do that just to remind myself that I have done it. So I'm going to kind of bring her about right there. I'm here for it. I think that's about where I want to put her, and then maybe a little higher. And then I don't remember exactly how I have this. I want these little cut off words to be showing. And then I want to use this paper. And what I like about this is that, to me, this little area right here is like a perfect setup for a word strip sticker, which I'm going to have to find. I don't know if I have them anywhere, which shame on me. Where are your stickers, girls? Okay, here is my word strip sticker. Well, one of the many bundles of word strip stickers I have, because let's face it, word strip stickers are life, and I have many, many, many of them. So when looking at this, to me, if I had a choice between using like a white word strip sticker or a black one that will really pop, I'm leaning towards the black one, because I just feel like that will be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack her down. I guess I should just say paste her down, because I'm not really tacking. I'm actually doing the whole 9 yards here. So I may as well just keep going. Glue it all down. Of course, the green paper that she's going on is not actually glued down just yet. So let's remember that. So I like her being just a little bit off the paper, not being completely on it. It adds another little dimension of like your eye catching it, that it's not quite on there. Okay, so I'm gonna tack this down. So how this page was really kind of built was based on color. Her outfit that she has on is a beautiful contrast to this green in the background. And she has such a beautiful pink color blouse on that I feel like she needs to have like elements that pop. And to me, there's the kind of mismatched quality, the bright color. I mean, it's the perfect, like you can see this kind of mirrors that color combination. To me, Girl Friday is like a must. It is the perfect combination. So I'm using this little scrap. Like I said, see how wonderful little scraps can be? It just barely has a little bit of writing showing on this little scrap that came from a book. And I kept it. I want to make sure that the writing is showing, so I'm gluing it sort of upside down. And then this piece, I really feel is a great little foundation for a word strip. So because there's so many lines in this green paper, when I lay this down, I want the line of it to line up with one of the lines here, so it's not cut off in some strange way, because my eyeball wants to see nice linear pieces. And then we have all these lines, and now I've added this kind of like group of shapes. I'm going to add something soft. I love circles. They're my favorite shape to decorate with. So I'm going to do that. I just realized though, what I would love is to give her some true layering. So before I tack that completely down, paste it down, I'm grabbing my little layering circle collection I have here. These little stickers are some of these are gonna be part of the Camp Reset kit. Sorry, I just said Camp Reset, Camp Wanted Craft kit. So I'm kind of looking through them, which one really makes it pop versus blend. Do I have something that works well with the I am here for it, or is that not a good sticker any longer? Kind of love this pink, but I kind of love this globe. I love me some map patterns. Okay, so I think I'm giving her 2 little circles right there. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay, so now my prompt for this is She Glows. So I'm going to get this prompt on there. And also this prompt was printed on sticker paper. So I'm going to peel the backing of it off. Which fits beautifully in my little pre-made prompt placement holder thing. Okay, so let's see. I will be honest, I often don't really care if this is like spot on to this. I feel like I'm fine if it doesn't match, if it's different, if it's weird, if it just... This is kind of weird music. I feel like I'm in a Tim Burton movie right now. Like I'm Corey Scissorhands with my crafting. Please tell me that you guys agree with me that we are in a Tim Burton-esque feel. Melissa says that she likes the music. It reminds her of old school video games. It does have that feel. Speaking of old school video games, this just popped into my head. The new season of Stranger Things is coming out in July. If any of you guys know what season, I'm sorry, when the new season 3 of Stranger Things is coming out, please tell me, because I can't remember now, but I thought it was July 14th. Okay, so here's something that's bugging me, and this often bugs me with stuff like this, is Kimberly says that music reminds me of a mystical circus. The piece is called I Don't Mind the Rain. But I'm telling you, I feel like I'm in a Tim Burton movie right now. So one of the things that happens to me when I do word strip stickers is I don't like them to be within a shape. I like them to kind of like layer outside of a shape. I'm trying to share I'm trying to give you like what's going on in my brain as I do this, just for those of you who care. Tess says it's July 4th. Thank you very much. July 4th, which is an interesting day to debut. But if you guys if you've been watching, and Pamela, yes, this live does come with a freebie, lncc.com, sorry, lncc.printable.com, and I will put that up on the camera here. Hopefully that's working. lnccprintable.com. Those of you who have just jumped on, joined me just recently, this is where you get your free printable that is available right now for being with me. So I'm not sitting here crafting alone like little lonely girl. Thank you so much for being here, but it's my thank you to you. If you're watching the replay, you can absolutely grab it from our store. It's just $1.95 after this show has gone after the show is no longer live. But for those of you who are on the live in the chat room hearing my voice right now, you can grab the printable. Last month we did a printable for the playbook as well. I kind of like the playbook printables being something for our girls. And it's a super fun checklist for the prompts, so that when you cover over the prompts with the bingo squares, that you have something behind that like gives you an extra checklist, giving you that satisfaction, and you can see what the prompts were on each of the month's bingo sheets, what you did exactly. So it's like 2 ways of checking off your progress instead of just having the bingo sheet. So you'll notice that here's April, these go along with this. So you can go ahead and cut it out, punch it, and put it in your book, and then you'll be able to see once you cover these over, because I cover mine over. I love my bingo sheets to be covered. I'm doing this really quick just to show those of you who jumped in later. My bingo sheets end up getting covered over because I love embellishing all the things. So it goes from this to this. And people were like, hey, I'm one of those people that really likes to see what I did. So now you'll have this little checklist to put right next to it. And then you'll know, hey, look at all the stuff I did. I'm amazing. I'm an incredible crafter. I'm disciplined. So, yeah. So, Lael, if you look right above your comment in the chat room, you'll see, oh wait, I don't think that's the right one. lncc.com. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. lnccprintable.com. If you look right below you, your comment, you'll see it in there. That is the location of the printable. We just made a URL to put the free printables up, so that you can grab it. And hi, Melissa, Miss Melissa Harris. I see you, girl. So, oh wow, now we got some music with words, so we can. Interesting. Attila Bokar. So a lot of the music I noticed on these channels is like they don't sound like they're American people, and I don't mean like their accent or anything. I just mean the style of the music, and the names of the artists are very like you can tell they're like very, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. You can tell that they're like foreign names. Like they seem to have like a lot of music from the Nordic areas, like really like the Netherlands and the perhaps Finland. I mean, you can tell they got the little umlaut in people's names and stuff. I knew what that was. Anyway, I'm not feeling this song. It's a little too much. So this guy, Sven Carlson. So this is a little loud. Let me see. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit.
It's not loud on the video, though.
Oh, it's not loud on the video. It's just loud for me. They're competing with me at this point. Okay, so here we go. So I love the black. It's a pop. I have to tell you though that now that I have this, as much as I love this, I'm here for it. I'm not loving it as much as I was before. And you know what, guys? That is okay. If you don't like something, guess what? You can change it. You can cover it or rip it off. So don't feel like you're married to stuff. Just rip it. Rip it off. I'm looking through my Girl Friday things right here just to see if I find something I like better. I actually like this. The black is nice. It's echoing with this little thing. The word reset is sort of blended in. It's kind of like a ninja word where you can't like super see it, obviously. It's kind of nice that it's a little, I don't know, it's more subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And you'll notice that there's like a half and half thing going on, and I lined it up with this line going on here. So it's like a nice split. Okay. So now all is right with my world, I feel. So so it's art journaling page, right? So that would mean that we need to add some journaling. What I like about this paper is it naturally creates some journaling space. Like this area right here is probably where I'm gonna add some journaling. But I'm thinking I might do that separately. Not on the video. I kind of like to do my journaling later, and I'll sometimes like add it in kind of like one fell swoop. I'll do a bunch of journaling. Sometimes I don't know yet what I want to journal. I don't know what I want to say yet. So here are some stamps that I grabbed from this is the Tim Holtz collection, and they're like they're cling stamps. And I like this one right here. I'm kind of getting grabby about this one. I have so many fabulous ticket stamps now. I grabbed so many in Japan, and I'm really feeling this stamp right here. Now, my kingdom for a stamp block. Oh my Lanta, you guys, I have to seriously get my craft room together. This is nuts. I pulled it out earlier too,
yeah,
so
I thought it was like right up in there.
Ah, that's what it is. This little holder was. Hi Holly from Illinois, and yes, thank you, Lima. World music. That's a good way of explaining it. That is exactly what that is. World music. It has that feel of, you can tell it's just, there's a little different quality to it. It's a little something special. Okay, so a cling stamp is similar to the acrylic, although it doesn't look like it. But the outer side of it, the flat, shiny side, is what kind of clings to your stamp block, which is, stamp block is too small, but I'm going to make it work nonetheless. So I'm going to squish it down so it sticks, like so. Flip it over, and then I'm going to get me some ink on it. You'll notice my excellent grammar. Get me some ink on it. Okay, now my kingdom for ink stamp. Ugh. Oh, I just found the stamp. I couldn't find it earlier. Okay, guess what I found, ladies? Oh, my neighbor's dog is out in the yard. I can hear it barking. I just discovered the Craftmate collection stamp. So this is the stamp set that's going to be in the Camp Wanna Craft kits. And the Craftmate collection is all about us and how we have our little Crafty Playmate song, which actually Mr. Crafty and I forgot to play for today. Darn it. But it's all these fun little expressions, and we have our little gold scissors, and it's never too late to reset my life. It's a beautiful day for a reset. And then we have our little sip, sip, sip water tumbler. And look, you guys, these are little reminders to stamp on your planners. It says Late Night Crafty Club, Crafternoon with Corey, and Chapel Day. So these are things you'd put in your planner to remind yourself what time these shows play. Is that not cool? And then we have these little corner stamps that says TRG Launch and TRG Live. So you can also stamp those in your planner to remind yourself, hey, today is the day where we're having a live, or today's the day of the launch. Clever, huh? Anyway, one of my friends, I can't remember who it is now, but they told me that these little fun dots, if you like stamp them inside of the tumbler, they look like boba, the little bubble tea. Anyway, I adore this little craft stamp set, and it's going to be in the Wanna Craft physical kits. All right, I just found my very favorite washi of all time. It's a brand new roll? It's really a tiny roll. I bought this in Italy. I bought like every roll that the craft store had because I just knew that I was going to love it. And I do. I love it so much. So I need to find like a perfect place for it to go. That's pretty good. And then there's a little part of me, not always, but there's a little part of me that likes to kind of like, I call it echoing, although I'm sure there's a better way of saying it. It just sort of mirrors it. So I like another little piece kind of up here in the corner. Okay, so let's get our stamping on here. I should probably plan where I'm going to do with this. So part of me wants to kind of put this stamp here, and like that way it stamps on the white too. And then there's another part of me that likes the idea of stamping it there. So, but I think I'm going with this because that would just be hopefully bomb. But we'll see. It depends how good I get this covered. I'm using a stamp pad that's not black. This is called Rusty Bucket. I did buy some new stamp pads because this Prima isn't going to be, it's not Prima, is it? I'm forgetting the name of these stamp pads all of a sudden. Prima Marketing is the one that did them, so I guess it is a Prima. The Prima Chalk Edger, that's the name. So I was told a while ago that they were going to be discontinued and they wouldn't be manufacturing these anymore, and they even came out with a new stamp. It's a totally different type of stamp. So I've been on the hunt, like what other kind of chalk stamps are there? Chalk stamps are my personal preference because they don't tend to bleed through thin paper as much. They're just more trustworthy in a planner. I've loved these so much. They used to go into all of our listers kits. I used to put a new color in every month. So I did end up trying it's the Dewdrop one. I did buy some while I was in Japan. They did have them there. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I was nervous that that wasn't going to work, that I was going to pull it up and it wouldn't be a good impression, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so just I'm going to soften it up a little bit and kind of fill in this space a little bit. So I have this awesome stamp set that I got from our atelier, and it has like, it's like geometry and math. I'm going to pull this one off. It kind of reminds me of like a Ferris wheel, but it's like a geometry of some kind. Geometry is one of my worst math subjects. The only thing I was ever good in math, were word problems. Go figure. And I like rocked them. That was the only thing I ever did well in math, naturally, were the word problems. All my other like classmates struggled with those, but I did them. They were really easy. My dad helped me a lot understand how to break word problems into formulas. Okay, so I'm gonna see here. I'm gonna kind of like do it off. And did I do that upside down? No, I did not. Okay, so that kind of balanced that a little better for me. And then just because I probably have some ink left over, I'm gonna get rid of some of that ink, which I just stamped on my I just stamped it on my what do you call this thing? My craft patty thing. So you guys, I have to tell you, I was going into this show thinking, oh, I'm going to just bust out a bunch of pages. By the time the show's over, I'm going to have all this stuff done. And I like, how long have I been doing that? The episode now? And for realsies, I like have just hardly done one. So this stamp set came from our atelier. If you go on my YouTube channel, I have a whole haul video where I showed all the stuff that I bought from them, including this, and it will have a link to their store. I'm forgetting what it is off the top of my head. I like the fact that I use this ink because it's going to look really nice with this this particular ink. I still don't feel this is finished though, and I don't really want to say, oh, I'm done, when I don't feel like I'm done. I feel like I'm not. You know what? Here, this is what I want. I want to use this kind of like piece. The piece I told you I was going to save for my scrap box. I feel like it needs to get used here. I'm just going to add it to the, where's my glue stick? Add it to the little group of layered pieces, and probably I'm going to rip it. I've been so into ripping lately. It's like my new favorite thing. I'm just trying to decide where I want it. So my eye says bring it in this way, not out. It has nothing to do with any of this. I just love the font that they used, the typeset. I think they used to call it typeset back in the day. We call it fonts now, but I think that it was called a typeset then. I'm also loving this kind of funky yellow. I think this is from Pink Paisley, like 3 years ago, paper that I have. I'm just having fun adding extra stuff now at this point. That's fun. See, nothing, it's all wonky. It makes no sense. It doesn't need to make sense. The part of, I think, what makes it hard for people to like get started or feel like they're like how to add things is that you feel like everything has to make sense or coordinate or have some kind of similarity. The only thing that this has similar are that they're strips of paper. The patterns don't need to match. This does not go with that. But yet, all together on the page, doesn't it feel like it works? Because this red is echoing the red in her outline. It's echoing in here. This yellow, perhaps this yellow isn't very prevalent right now, but I can solve that. I can add a bit more yellow, and then it will feel like there's a little bit of this mustard here. They're not quite complementing yet. So this makes me feel like, hey, I should go on the lookout for something that would sort of draw in this yellow, make it make sense. So that is my thinking process as I'm adding stuff in. Does it look bad now? Nope. I love floral with like something that's more geometric. That's one of my favorites. So to me, it looks awesome. But I do want to show you how you can kind of balance that. So I'm pulling out, this is Sunny Days, which I think is one of the most awesome collections that Maggie Holmes has done. I'm trying to think if there's one I've loved more that she's done. I'm looking for something mustardy. This has kind of got that color, not quite, but it does match the color right here in this the little outlines of the flowers. And that might be close enough. It might be close enough to just do this, something wacky, where I'm just going to rip part of the paper. There we go. So I ripped part of the paper. Yeah, I still like that the most. Okay, so by doing this, I feel like I am now changing the game up. So I want to take this piece of washi off that I used earlier, and I feel like I need to make this thinner because I don't want to cover, I want to put it in between this writing and that writing. I don't want to cover up the, use this page with page 123. Okay, so now I have this wonky piece of paper that does kind of coordinate, blend well. It balances a bit better with the yellow of the flowers, and now we have a little bit more symmetry. And it's kind of goofy, and I'm lining it up. There's this very small dotted line right here, and I'm going to butt that up right against that line because I like lines and pieces to kind of butt up and match each other. And that way it doesn't cover up this. What do I want to do here? I want to... I feel like I want to do something right here. Or do something here where these are. These feel like they need something. So I'm looking at, these are my clear stickers, so these will sit right on top of them. These are the stickers Mr. Crafty cut. There we go. So it's like a little airmail. It's kind of upside down. Okay. The thing I love about these is that they're the fact they're transparent, so they sit right on top, and now it looks like a really nice stamp, but I didn't stamp it. I just laid it down. And that fills in the white space right here. It adds an extra little like design element. It makes this feel like a more complete set, and it's different from these, so it kind of stands out in a fun way. I think what I'm going to do is possibly do that again down here. Now she's got like a little quartet of circles. So for me, something needs to pull this down. I need to have something right here, I feel like, to kind of, I don't know how to explain what is my eyeballs are telling me, but something is saying that there needs to be something right here that anchors this. I feel like it needs to be something substantial, so like paper. I love map. That's always one of my go-tos, so I'm going to look first in my maps. The map might blend too much with this paper here, so I might need to find something a little more contrasty, something that will pop. So not text, not book copy, it's got to be something else. I've been loving these pages I got. They're all like, I don't know what language this is at all. It could be Japanese, it could be Chinese, but I just absolutely love it. But this isn't the right thing. It blends too much. The background matches that. I want something that pops, I think. So I'm going to keep looking. I have many different options in my little box of magical scraps. You just never know what I'm going to find. I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't even know what's in here. So I'm just ripping this because it's the color. It's just, it caught my eyeballs. I don't know. This is very unlike me to do something like this. This is kind of bold. This is a bold move. But I'm kind of feeling it right now, so I'm going to just... So that what I like about ripped papers, I like one edge to be very clean and straight like that one is, and then the rest can be messy. So I just need one to be good. I'm so intrigued by this idea, but the way that the text is facing this way is kind of throwing me, and I think that's what's throwing me off my game. I don't hate this. I know that seems weird, but I don't hate it. But I feel in my heart that it's still not the right thing. There's something better. Okay, here's a little piece that was in my scrap box that holy cow, I could not have planned that better if I tried. Okay. So there's pluses and minuses from this. One, it's going to cover up the majority of the cool ripped kind of thing I got going on here, which I don't love. But the cool blue, like little pop of blue, that cool little scallop, I feel like it kind of makes up for that. So I'm going with it. I knew in my heart I was supposed to keep this little scrap of paper, which is why I tell you now that scraps of paper can be such a blessing to have in your little stash. Like don't underestimate any little piece. They all have the power to like transform. Look at that. I am loving it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, what I need to do is add my stamp. It is the 20, what is today? The 27. Thank you. 27. Today, you guys should all be checking your inbox because we sent you out an email to update you. I even shared the story of our new status of being in YouTube jail. I hope you guys come visit me. Bring me a cake with a file baked into it. That would be lovely. Okay, so I think this is 27 April 2019. But we sent you the prompts for this month's challenge. We don't have a collection this month because we are going to be opening up Camp Reset's registration on May 1st. And if you want a personal invitation to that, you can go on our website and sign up for the little reminder newsletter that will go out. You do not want to miss it. The first week of registration will be our early bird price. It is the lowest we will offer it. Okay. So I'm grabbing other colors from my little, I have knotted wood. I have farmer jeans. Farmer jeans is pretty deep dark navy. I think that's a pretty cool little color. I'm pretty, I noticed that I stick with the kind of same dark colors when it comes to my stamping. It's either dark. Okay, that's as dark as I can get it. And then I think I'm gonna, where the date is, it actually has a date column here. And then I'm gonna keep stamping it until I get the stamps off. Okay, me likey. Diana says that the 90 days seems so extreme to me. And girl, I could not agree more. I cannot believe that that's the punishment. I can't believe it. No one even saw the video. It was just a test. It was like a short little scrap of like whatever. But you know what? YouTube uses these, they use like, for a better term, I'm just going to say it's like a bot. And it basically just kind of scrapes through all of the data, all of the coding that, you know, comes through YouTube, and they look for anything that looks like the music or content or anything. I mean, because I hear about this all the time from other creators and how they have to defend themselves if they use other people's content for any reason. So it's kind of like that. Ooh, I don't hate that. I really like this. It's like a part of a bottle of shampoo with some writing on it. Haha. Looks like a dog ear. I want to use it. Let me see. Let's see if I can make this work. Where does it blend? Where does it like belong? That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm doing it. It's happening. I'm putting it right there. So anyway, I think that's how we got caught, because there was no views on this video, and we were just, Mr. Crafty was just trying to improve the connection and make our lives better. Like literally our lives better. So for the next 90 days, we'll have to do all of our lives back on Facebook again, but we will upload the replay onto YouTube. You just will not be able to see the lovely chat room, which was the bummer. But if you are in the group or on our Facebook page, you can still watch it. It'll stay up on there, and then you'll be able to see the chat room. So it's your choice. If you don't care about seeing the chat room, then you can certainly just watch the replay. It'll just be me talking, kind of like to myself. Okay, so I'm gonna say that the journaling part of this is gonna kind of go in this like section right here. Right in here is probably where I will write something eventually. But just because I want to see the ink so bad, I got to think of at least one sentence I can start off with. Oh, this pen. Okay, so I just made up something that my tired brain can come up with at this time. But oh, I like it. I love the color of this pen with my stamping, because it kind of like it doesn't stand out in a negative way. I never even thought about using these as part of my journaling when I bought them, but now I'm so glad I bought them. Okay, so one page, and it only took me 3 hours. Oh, my Lanta. I really can do like speed crafting, you guys. I am capable of it. It was just, I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's been a while since we've chatted, and I had some things to share with you. So this episode got very chatty. Okay, so that's going in. So there's my first page down. And you know what? I do remember in the past that that's been the case as well, where I've only maybe done 1 or 2 pages for a Late Night Crafty Club because chatting. Yes, Colette, I totally do. This is the Zebra Sarasa Clip pen. I have 3 of them, which now I'm so grateful that I bought at least 3 because they're delicious. I only see 2 here. Where's the 3rd one? So I have these 2, and then I have like a charcoal one. but the colors are magnificent, and they are so delicious. Hi, Julie. You know what, Miss Julie? We are going to be releasing a physical kit for Camp Wannacraft on May 8th. So we will announce like the exact time they go on sale and all that as we go up. As we go up, as we get closer to the release date, we will release like the time they go on sale. But we do have a physical kit with our physical stickers and a physical stamp in there, among other delicious things. But I will be sharing more about that later. I am so delighted. This is delicious. I love this page. Me likey. So let's go back to our bingo sheet, because this is where it started from. I did ripped paper. I did share a spread, but as I have done in previous episodes, I will actually photograph. Sorry, I hit the camera with my face. I'm going to take a picture of my spread, and I'm going to put some, there we go. So now I'm going to post in the Facebook group. Oh, and gosh darn it, I forgot to post in the Facebook group the little graphic that says, hey, did you make anything during the show? Share with me. Okay. Here is the spread I made during the International, spelled it wrong, International LNCC this morning. What did you make? Okay, now everybody go in there. I'm posting it right now. And show me what you made. Okay, so I just shared a spread. So I'm just putting tiny X's on this right now just to mark which ones, and then I'm going to come back and put like actual, you know, stickers, bingo markers, bling all this up. Because like I said earlier, I love my bingo sheets, like all yummy and delicious and filled with goodness, much like a Twinkie, like this. So this is what I shoot for. I want my bingo markers to be like, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do here. But for the time being, I am just going to do this. So I'm going to share a spread on, I shared a spread and I posted in the club. I technically did both. So I'm going to just take both. There you go. So anything else I can get out of here. Technically I can do layers. I mean, I can do a lot. Basically I could do stamp lovin', stickers were used, yeah, I technically could, but I probably won't. I don't want to use up everything on the first spread, but I did do stamps. But I know that I'm capable of doing more than just that, so I'm not going to use up that one. Did I... Paper punch buffet? Technically those are from the paper punch buffet. If I do not use something in my later sheets for that, I'll come back and hit that one. But for now, I'm just going to assume that I'll do it again. So there's my post, everybody. So those of you who are watching the show right now, Stephanie did. Yeah, she did. Woohoo! Awesome, girl. I see you. Look, right there. In like live time, I am chatting it up in the chat room while I have a chat going on. So there we go. There's that little page. And oh, you know what, you guys? I just thought of something. Okay, just to be technical, and this is just me because you guys can do whatever you want, but technically sharing a spread is like a whole spread, like both pages. Technically, that's what a spread really is. I'm not going to put myself like in playbook jail, but I will say that if I want to be really fair, I should do both sides and then take my picture and I can share that later. I can share it on, you know, sharing a spread does not necessarily mean that like you post it in our club. You can also post it on Instagram if you want to. You could put it on your personal Facebook if you want to. So I am grabbing that sheet off. I think I'm going to try one more. Let's see. What time is it? It is now 7 o'clock. I started at 4, so now I've been working for 3 hours. And once again, I said, I'm going to just do this for 2 hours. That's what it's going to be. And here I am going, I'm going to do one more page. Okay, let's come back to this math sheet. Perhaps this is the day. And maybe this sheet, so let's start with this sheet instead of starting with the honey. Let's start with the sheet. And maybe let's like just pick some things that are designed for this and make it simpler, like make it very minimal. Let's try that. And like I said, I've been really digging the thing about doing the page first and then finding the perfect thing. But I am going to kind of glance at this and see what I could go with if I decided to do that. Like I have collage, I have scraps, punched. Strips. Those are all good things. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can come up with. Now, my first thought in looking at this particular sheet is I'm digging how we're all about the little circles, the little, well, these are technically angles, like 100 degrees, 100 degrees, 180 degrees. So I'm seeing some circles is what I'm seeing. And if I'm seeing circles, dun da da da, that sounds like a case for the layering circle team, which are eluding me right now. What happened to all my layering circle stickers? Hello. Where'd you guys go? Is it something I said? Okay, well, they are busy right now, and I'm just going to check my Girl Friday collection and see if I got some in here, which I have these right here. I also have these deliciousness right here. So I am going to go ahead and use these, I think. So, ooh, so much pressure, but we don't want it to be pressure. We want it to be fun. So we're going to this is an experiment. Look, I even have more. One of my favorite ones is this one that says reset. So I'm going to just grab this one and it's going to be like, I'm doing it. So I'm going to stick this here. So I'm just going for it. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. But one thing I should probably do is establish the journaling spot, like what I'm going to do for that, because I don't want to get too far in and realize, hey, you didn't even put anything down, like a space for the journaling, silly. Okay, so I have all these like fun little, I have really fun bits in here. I love this house. Thanks, Kelly Banks, for giving me your house. I love that little house so much.
Are those pens the 0.5 gel?
These are 0.5. They're the Zebra Sarasa Clip. I got these in Japan from Atoya. So they do sell them. I bet Jet Pens, I would check Jet Pens first is probably what I would do. That would probably sell them. So things just sort of are hopping out of my little magical bag right now. I don't even know what's going on. I have these fun little ephemera pieces, and that's what's happening currently. Hashtag current situation. So what I'm doing right now is I am looking for a journaling thing, something for journaling. Okay, so like I said, I love me some ledger paper. There's always room for ledger paper. Okay, so let me make sure this is laying where it should be. see what's happening here? So I laid this down. I just got impetuous, laid it down, and now I'm taking it right back up. See, and you can do that. There's nothing that says you can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this, give it one ripped edge, and this will be where I add the blah, what do you call it? The you guys know what I'm trying to say? The journaling. Okay, so I'm going to point something out. Right here is where the journaling prompt should go, down here in this corner, but I'm just going to put it where I want to put it. As Miss Paula Gresham often says, I do what I want. So I'm just going to take a page out of her playbook this morning, and I'm going to do what I want. And I also forgot that this page was not actually glued down. So, ooh, okay, so here's something. So this page right here has, again, a lot of lines. So I'm lining up the lines on the ledger paper with the edge of the page. See that? Like, it's intentional. So then I'm gonna flip this over, and I am going to glue it all down. Glue it all down. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it down, and then whoop. All right, I'm gonna probably have to live with that because let me see. Well, maybe I don't have to live with it. I am gonna try and make it a little straighter. I do have a little dotted line up there that's saying, hey, use me as a guide. Use me. Okay, so here's my pages laid down. I love how there's a little water stain right there. So I'm getting on, I think I had this over here, and that's there. Do I like this over here? Not really. I kind of feel like that is the star of that edge of the paper. So I'm going to just lay this one here. It's like someone sketching what looks like a camera, which I kind of like the idea of the sketching along with the, you know, the talk about like angles and stuff here. That's kind of cool. And then I'm going to cover up one of those angles with my little house because I love the color of the house. That's really all the reason why it's going on here, not for any other reason. And do you feel like I need stickers? I feel like the reason why this reset didn't work is because this pink clashes with this pink. It's like this is like a peachy ballerina pink, and this is more like a cotton candy bubblegum pink. I don't like my pinks to clash. They have to either have harmony or contrast, but they can't clash. They have to be in the same pink kind of color family. So for me, that's what it's about. It's all about the shade range of the pinks. So I'm looking to see if I have any other stickers that can work for this page. Perhaps I might add. Okay, so one thing I like about this little strip of paper that I found here is that it will echo the other side of the spread it's going on, which also has this paper. So I'm going to bring it to the edge because the edge is actually got a straight edge like that. I'm doing that. Boom, 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 boom. And then here's a big Dymo label that says thank you. Which makes no real discernible sense or reason. Mr. Crafty took all the cute journal cards from Girl Friday and he turned them into stickers in the sticker book bundle cut file thing, which I think is just adorable. Well done, Mr. Crafty.
Angela says number 9 circle for the second time.
The 9. I love it. All right, so number 9. Good old number 9, the number that follows me. Okay, let's do it. Number 9. Okay, so here we're just gonna like move it around until it finds its home, because it finds its home. Isn't that funny? Because it's okay. So let me show you different options. So there's this kind of like white space right here. And I love things that layer over the edge of other things. So that 9 could doesn't that feel like it's delicious? See, and the colors kind of feel like it blends with the shading, the color range of the photograph. It also could have a home over here because we have these lovely angle, like curved lines, which the circle does. And it kind of it could work there, it could work here. It also might feel a little floaty though, like this might not be strong enough to kind of anchor it, so I'm gravitating towards this. This somehow could bring it home, being on the edge of the paper, you know, somewhere along here. But I really feel like I just kind of talked myself into that. So there's my number 9. Number 9. Okay, so here's where the journaling will go for this page. Don't have a prompt yet, so let me see. Also, I'm not sure. Wah! I did not realize those were not in the bag. Okay, so I lost some of my sunny days here. This little golf cart is life. I'm going to have to find the most awesome place in the world for that little golf cart to go. It's going to need a special place. Same for her. She needs a special place too. She's really cute. She's not as cute as Sammy is. Sammy's pretty awesome. Wait till you guys see Sammy for Camp Wannacraft. She's pretty darn ridiculous. What was I saying? What was I going to do? I had a plan. I was saying something to you guys. What was I saying? Was I finished? Am I done? Was I looking for prompts? That's probably what I was doing. Okay, so what do we feel? What do we feel? What do we do with a drunken sailor? Okay. So here's where we could go. I have happy place. That's a possibility. Family. Also a happy possibility. I was looking at the word happy couple. Saturday morning, I could talk about when I was a kid. Together. You know what, you guys? This is what I'm doing. This is what my eyeball landed on, and it just feels right. So I'm going with the prompt mashup because I'm going to talk about different things that are on this page that mean something to me, including the number 9, the house, the fact that math was created by the devil. Just kidding. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there, but this is what I feel like at 7 o'clock in the morning after a few hours of sleep. I could regret it. I might come back and go, what the heck? What the hell was I thinking? So here's an idea for when you want to add a prompt that doesn't have its little cute little frame any longer, is you can make a frame. So we're just going to make a frame here. And I'm using my colored pen that I love. Oh, I hear my neighbors. Our window's open too. So if they start yelling or doing some of the other antics that they entertain us with constantly, we can all share in the fun. Okay, there's my mashup with its little frame. I feel like it needs some washi. And, sorry for that loud crashing boom in your... Good night, Crystal. Karen says, I've asked for money for Mother's Day and my birthday to do camp. Please pray for me. No more socks. We will lift you up in prayer, Karen, that your family hears your pleas, that you get no more socks and you get camp money. Because camp is very affordable. I wanted to make sure of that. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity, you know, to get that into your budget, which is why I wanted to share like how much camp's going to be. I'm offering it at a lower price. So like this is how I want you guys to realize. We are offering a ton more content, but I'm offering it to you at a lower price than I did last year because I want as many people to come to camp as possible. I think I really like that. I really love this washi. Some of the washi I bought in Japan is so incredible. It's just, it's all the good things. And one of the things I'm like really digging are these, like, I didn't understand them when I saw them online, but they have these washis now that are like individual pieces of washi that are sort of like wrapped around themselves around a roll, but they really just come off in pieces. So it's not like a continuous tape. It's like little pieces of washi, but they're all like they're like washi stickers almost is what I would describe it as. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like that, but it stands out to me in a wrong way. Like if it was on a different edge, maybe like down here, that's probably better. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call that page pretty much done. I felt like it just needed some washi, and it needs a stamp. It needs a stamp. I think this stamp I'm gonna use the knotted wood, which is the darker of everything I have here. Come on, Playbook. It wants to fall off the table. I could see where it was headed. Okay. And then we're going to keep stamping until there's no more ink. And we'll have fun. Oh wait, I said too many funs. Until the stamping ink is gone. Okay. So there's our other fun thing. And okay, so now we have a complete spread. And this one came together much quicker. There was less chatting. So I have the She Glows over here and then Mashup over here. Who knows what I'll come up with for my journaling, because I'll probably come back to this and go, what was I thinking? But I sure like it. I just personally, my crafting style is that nothing makes sense. It's all kind of strange. It's odd. You know, I'm using a book from a math paper. Wait, paper from a math book. There you go, Corey. But I totally understand how my style is not for everybody, and some people they like using things that they consider more pretty. They match. They want to use like all the paper from a scrapbook collection and just have it all coordinate, and I totally understand that. That is not something that I can show you how to do in, you know, Camp Wannacraft, because that isn't something I enjoy. I don't like that type of. I personally don't like that kind of crafting. I like trying to challenge myself to be out of the box and use things that aren't people don't look at as crafting supplies. They don't look at this as something you would craft with or scrapbook with, and I say pish posh. I personally like it. So here's my spread, and for this I'm going to see if I can knock off anything else in here. I have sticky, which could cover anything from stickers, washi, glue stick, tape runner, any of that. So I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go out of my crafty comfort zone on that is my main one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like I took some risks. with this math paper, and I can't stand math, and having to look at it. My crafting is just but I like it. I like it anyway.
Don't get the LNCC bingo square.
I actually don't have it printed. I don't have one, so I can't even. I don't know what happened to the copy that I had, because I'm a bad craft girl and my crafting space is just atrocious. So before I start wrapping this up, I really, really, really need you guys to go grab this. This is the last chance you have to grab it free from the lnccprintable.com. That's our little website that Mr. Crafty sets up for the free Late Night Crafty Club freebie that you get for showing up to the live. So everybody who is on this live right now, go run to grab this, because when this show ends, Mr. Crafty takes it off from being free, and you'll get charged $1.95, which it's totally worth $1.95. Don't get me wrong, but it is your present from us for showing up and being part of the live. You know, it's funny to me is I never know what's going to happen with the international one, but it's never disappointed me. Once again, you guys are so amazing. You show up. Yay! I'm not quite sure, because I know, like, I'm getting up at such an early time. I'm not sure how many American girls will show up, but I felt like it was so super fun. I love them. Hi, Lisa! I'm so happy to see you. So going to lnccprintable.com.
It's 2 posts up in the chat room.
It's in the chat room. Mr. Crafty put it in there from the Reset Girl. It's right above the comments from the last 2 questions I can see right now currently. And you can go grab your checklists. And again, you would go ahead and cut them out, punch them, and add them, because eventually your bingo sheet, if you are going to go ahead and do it like I like to do it, your bingo sheet is going to get completely covered with squares like I did here, and you're going to want, or some of you want, to have your checklist that you can see all the prompts that you completed. You want to have that satisfaction. And since I don't judge any of you for that, I want to make sure that you had something really cool that was worthy of being in the playbook for this. So this is going to be available in the shop after the show. If you're watching the replay, you can grab it from our store for just $1.95, or you can get it for free right now. This amazing offer is about to end, as well as the show. So once you'll see it coordinates very nicely with each of the months of the bingo sheets we have in going on. So if you joined me late, you also may not have realized or noticed, I have posted in multiple places, a couple things just to wrap up. You all got an email from me check your inbox. We updated you on what's going on with our live shows for the next 90 days. I'm reminding you that we have a live show this afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am doing Crafternoon with Corey for the first time. It is going to be a short format show, more chit and less chat. So it's more crafting, less chatting. As you can see, I spent 2 hours talking today, and then, like, I don't even know, 1.5 hours of crafting. Some people love that, love it. Some people do not. They don't want it. They don't want all that Corey talking. They want to just get down to business. So the Crafternoon with Corey was established for that reason, as well as giving people a chance to show up for a live show that can't make it on a Friday night. Whether that's an international girl or a person who has to work. So Saturday afternoon was another compromise. So I'm doing that. And then on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I am going to be back on live doing chapel crafting with Corey. So it is my faith-based crafting show. So I will be doing that on Sunday, and we will bust out our scripture writing challenge and get some crafting done with that. So yes, I think this is a wonderful way to start the day. Thank you, Melissa. Although I definitely am going to be taking a nap Hope it is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So today I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Of course, you may have other things to do, and there's no judgment if you prefer to do other things. But you can feel free to join me. Like I said, it's going to be more crafty, less chatty, and I'm going to just focus on busting out some more. I want to really get back into that speed crafting. Like, I really enjoyed that. Kelly and I kind of were well, I'm not sure what Miss Kelly Bangs was doing, but I was being more of a speed crafter when we had our little girls getaway and we were like trying to get my book done. Like, I was so focused on that. So I kind of want to get into that mindset, and I think Crafternoon with Corey would be a really good place to do it because I will not be as chatty. So just to repeat, I will not be as chatty. Which is probably a good thing because I'm all chatted out, girls. But I think, I don't know, I'm an introvert, so I know my battery runs, you know, it empties out pretty quick. But I'm pretty confident that if I get some sleep in me, if I have like one good meal today, I'm pretty sure I can bust it out at 3 p.m. And I would love to see your faces very much. So run, do not walk, run to lnccprintable.com and go ahead and grab your free printable, because when this show ends, the printable being free ends as well. Mr. Crafty is super strict about that. Just kidding, he's not, but I'm going to make him be. Just kidding, I'm not. Hi, Michelle Spencer. You're watching me now. It's really funny how certain people, I don't know why, maybe it's people, not everybody. Like, it happened to Lael, Kelly, Michelle. It's like, Michelle Spencer is watching.
People that are on your friends list.
Oh, people that are on my friends list. That's what Mr. Crafty said. That's why it's happening. Yeah, right? Hi, Michelle. Bye, Michelle. So, again, grab your checklist. Check your inbox of your email. I have given you guys your challenge prompts for May. You're still getting a challenge even though we are not doing a collection. May 1st is Camp Wanna Craft registration opening. Don't miss that. I gave you an update about what it's like to be in YouTube jail. It's not fun. I can give you that. Spoiler alert. It sucks. Please send a cake with a file baked in it because it's going to be a long 90 days. We were so excited to get away from Facebook lives, and now we're right back there where we started. So anyway, let this all be a lesson to you. Do not think that YouTube just is like, oh yeah, we have so many channels, we don't pay attention to what some little content creator does. Some little girl who has, you know, craft girls watching her at 4 a.m. Yeah. We're all about rules here. So anyway, I love your little faces. I'm so glad you're here. Lael, it was wonderful to have you join me. I'm sure you're over there in your new home, and you're getting all your little craft kits together, or you're working on classes that you're about to teach. I'm sure I've seen you go into your mode before. You post lovely pictures on your Instagram feed. So thank you, girls. I love your faces. If you would love to hear more about the YouTube jail story, please read your email I sent to you. You all should be on my newsletter list. All of you. TheResetGirl.com has a place for you to sign up for my newsletter. But as being part of the Crafty Club and the Faithful Life Club, I ask that everyone signs up for the newsletter so you're always in the know and you don't miss these wonderful stories about what it's like to go to YouTube jail. So I cannot say any longer that I haven't been there, because I have, and it's no fun. Send craft supplies, okay? Camp Wanna Craft is calling your name, guys. Mark your calendars. Do whatever it takes. Be there May 1st. For 1 week only, you're going to get the early bird pricing, so you do not want to miss it. You are going to be blown away by the amount of content we're offering, the forums, all of it. It is going to just be like knock your crafty socks off. And so many of the things you guys are like wanting, that you've asked questions, show me how to do this, tell us how to do that. You guys are going to get schooled by some really great, talented women and get a lot of inspiration and really help you like really step up your creative goals. We all have this fantastic creative gift in us. And some of us are utilizing them. Some of us are not sure how to use them. And that's what Camp Wanna Craft is all about. So I love, love, love your little faces. I will see you at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time if you're up for it. If not, no hard feelings. And again, I'll see you on Sunday if you guys are interested in doing some faithful crafting. But in any event, it has been so much fun as always. I gotta say, the International Crafty Clubs are something special. But I've loved seeing all of you guys. It was certainly a pleasure. And here's the little Crafty Girl fingers, the Reset Girl fingers. Bye, everybody. And I wish I had my little clap song. Say, oh, playmate. Come out and play with me. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys soon. Sooner than you realize. Mr. Crafty should be coming back here to help me like close this down. Because I don't know what to do.